Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Evercade Podcast.
I really need to get the Fonzie out here to do, because you do that every time we start up.
Yeah, no, you do. I was like, I do that. Well, you notice we're two men. We're two men short. Pete's lost power, and Gandalf has had a Gandalf emergency needed elsewhere. So you're just stuck with us two today.
Did he say it was an emergency? He just said he wouldn't be here.
No, I think he said it was like.
Oh, he said emergency ticket. It's not an emergency. It's like work-related emergency.
Okay. I feel better about that. Okay, good. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, okay. I feel a lot better about that. So yeah, Mike, he'll you know him. He'll swoop in like at the last 5 minutes,
or not,
or not, and all that. Well,
I was kind of hoping there'd be more people here because I got cereal to eat.
Right. You're like, dang it. Okay, you can still eat cereal.
And liquid death to drink.
Liquid death. Right, man. So yeah, it's been an interesting week. We've had no news for I would say for once, but
I was like, I don't know, how many, 12, 13 weeks of no news, and then news for 2 weeks, and now we're back to they just put it all out there all at once, and now we're back to where we can just talk about regular stuff.
Right. Yeah, I want to say that the next game of the month should be out. I forget what date this week's game of the month hits.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. It's probably coming in the beginning of May sometime.
Yeah. So definitely be looking forward to that. My Sunsoft 2 and Piko 4, they shipped out the other day, so they're on their way. So I'll be getting that sometime next. I can't wait to do.
Well, you ordered from Video Games Plus as well. Did that? Did you your shipping notification yesterday? Because that's when I got mine, and I ordered from the same place you did.
Yeah, yesterday was what, the 26th? Yes, I got it yesterday.
Yeah, so I actually just checked the tracking this morning, and it actually left today. So I don't know. I don't remember. I don't really keep track of how long it actually takes to get here. All I know is that I get it, and I don't really touch it for a couple months.
Right. It's just a collect, just on the shelf. Yeah. Mine said it's heading to the next facility, the 27th. So it should arrive there today. But yeah, no, I'm excited about that. Depending when it arrives, my video next week will probably be delayed because I really want to do that next. Unless I put something out in between. So yeah, I guess for news with that. What else has been going on? So yeah, we have. Oh, so yeah, last night I went ahead and streamed. I got my replacement Duke 2 cart. I was on stream for 2 hours, and knock on wood, it worked. I was.
That one.
Yep.
So what exactly was the problem you were having with yours originally?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, that's a great idea. Recap. So initially, so Duke 2 Advance worked. The first PS1 game worked. The second one, the second one didn't. The Total whatever.
Oh, is that Land of the Babes?
No, that one did work. The other one.
There's Time to Kill and Land of the Babes.
Yeah, Time to Kill. It was that weird one where you would load it. It would go through the FMV sequence, and you could watch the whole thing, but then the game would just never load. It would be there indefinitely.
Okay, so that would happen. So I actually need to pay attention to see if I actually have that problem. In fact, I should probably do that.
Yeah,
because I don't remember if I actually checked to see if I had that issue with my copy or not.
Because what's weird about those games, if you it'll let you go through the full FMV, but if you don't press a button, you could start the game sooner. So both of them do that. Yeah, so you want to test that. So then I was like, okay, I obviously want to get a replacement, even though I'm not really going to play those PS1 games as much. Pay $20 for a cart. You just want the games to work, right? But, so. And I didn't want to start playing Duke Advanced yet because the cart stays with the save stays with the cart, not the cart stays with the save. So I went ahead and I got So I did get a replacement, but I'm leaving out steps. I got to make an update video. So I went ahead and emailed them a little bit back and forth. And Video Games Plus is good customer service, and they said, okay, yeah, we can replace it. And this was December 30th of last year. around that time, but they said, hey, our supplier is currently out. And sure enough, on their website, like they were out of all those carts, and they said it'll probably be getting them in like January. And then it wasn't until mid or late January, and then I think it was Taz. I can't remember which viewer pointed out, like, "Hey, they've got them back in stock on their site." And then they said, "Okay, great, we'll go ahead and send you another cart." Yeah, so now it'll stay loading here.
So this is the problem you were having.
Or, it never got this. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is normal though.
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, that's weird how it would play the FMV and then go back to. So I don't have a problem with my cart.
No, you're good. Yeah, that's normal. And actually, so the first thing I did is message on Discord, and they said, yeah, that's normal. But they said, like, definitely like 15 to 20, 15, seconds or so, which should, definitely not longer than 30.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
that's weird though.
Yeah, I know it is weird. And then Land of the Babes does the same thing. Yeah, it's strange. I don't know if they did that on purpose to kind of let people watch something while there's a loading time. So yeah, so that's normal. And then a great way to test the thing is Super Pocket wouldn't even do that. It just flashed. It wouldn't even go to the FMV. it's like it knew. So
tried it on the Super Pocket.
So I had to wait for them to come back in stock, and then they sent it back out. Then finally I got to test it, and then I played it on stream for like over an hour and a half. And I wasn't saved, and I will mention that I did the updates. I did the update all these 3 times, make sure that it was patched out. And then I got to a boss and then died. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go back and load my save state before the boss. Like nothing happened. Huh. And then I restarted, like, oh, okay, I'll go back to the in-game save. Nothing was there. But I could still see the save states. And then someone's like, why don't you go ahead and try to restart your Evercade? And I did, restarted, took the card out, put it back in. And then that's where you could go to a save state, nothing, no, I take it back. Before restarting, I think I could still do a save state, but it wouldn't change the screenshot. So it was progressively getting worse. Then when I restarted, then the cart didn't come up, and I took it in and out, and it was totally borked. I'm like, what? So now last night when I went on stream, because I wanted, basically I didn't open anything in the box. I just only tore up the shipping label. Just wanted to, for records, do the same thing. And I mean, I showed opening it. Actually, even moved my Evercade VS, showed me putting the card in there. Then after the 3rd or 4th time of testing, I'm like, it's kind of silly. People know that I'm playing on the thing.
That's weird that you were having a problem with it, and they kept sending you new cards, and the same thing would keep happening.
Yes.
And
yes.
Was this a well-known problem, or were you the only person you know of having this problem?
So, I think one other person had an issue with Duke 2. I don't think people had 2 bad ones. I do know that I forget, a few other people had the same issue with Duke 1.
Okay.
And I know with Indie Heroes 3, Crazy Burger, he had the exact same problem I did. Where I think I think he was either making a video or playing it on stream, and it died in the same way. Different cart though, but he had
really though in the middle of the game though. Or with the Duke Nukem Total Meltdown, when would this have happened? Because when you boot up the game, it doesn't really have any FMV. It boots up into the menu.
Exactly. So that was the crazy thing. So I was able to load the game, and I could keep restarting it because it was in memory until I restarted. Then it didn't detect the whole cart. So it was the whole cart that died. But I think since that's a smaller game,
okay.
Yeah, it was a memory. So then last night, when I got the cart, I was save stating the hell out of it, like every often. I was also doing the in-game saves, completely closing out, taking the card out, putting the cart back in, just to make sure. And everything held. It had all my save states. It had the in-game saves.
It was funny as I with the Duke Nukem. Well, on Duke Nukem Collection 1, they have it called Duke Nukem 3D Total Meltdown.
Yeah,
but that's not what it was actually called. In PS1, it was just called Duke Nukem Total Meltdown. It didn't have the 3D in it. And they actually modified the menu screen to actually show 3D. Because I have my video coming out on Duke Nukem Collection. Well, actually, it's up right now for members, but I'm putting it out tomorrow for everyone else. But I actually show that the title, the menu screen for both the original PS1 version and the Evercade version, they changed the menu, and they actually changed the not the ROM file, the ISO itself as well, that removes everything that appears before the menu too. So I think there was like an originally a FMV sequence before that. That's not even in that that ROM or ISO that they put on the Evercade.
Maybe they had to cut it short. Oh, and before say hi to the chat here. Another other thing I'll say is,
probably a good idea to do.
Yeah, I will. You get me distracted. No, the other thing I will say those. So this is the first time that since the new firmware I did an update. And what's great is like briefly it'll say like backing up, extracting, and then when it's done, it says that it was it was a little progress thing. It did it really quick. It said it was successfully completed, and then it said like press A to restart. So I'm glad that they force you to do that. It was a much better experience. But yeah, I should probably. Ooh, there's a gift. Okay, I should probably say hi to the chat. We have channel member Lloyd JRM. We have Pick and a Duck. Enjoy the green horse.
What? Who? What? Oh, Pick and Duck.
Pick and Duck. Yeah. We got Toxo. We have Gene Joke. All right. We have Moosey Willis. And let's not forget the infamous Ian Hobbies. Who else? We have channel member Sucker MC. Full of channel members. Channel member Crash Line. Is that what? Oh, when I was saying the thing about like Fonzie, is that what I've saying?
Yeah, because you just did it several times. I'm like, I really need to get that clip, or at least a clip.
I can't help it. Channel member Nathan Foster, channel member J South 5942. We got Andres 4, Disco 74. Hey, buddy, Crimson Cross. We have Andy Perena, channel member. Hi, everyone. Very AM down under. That's right. Andy's in Australia. So, yeah, there's a big time difference. That's awesome. Thank you so much for hopping in here. And another channel member, Chaz. All right. Wow, the chat is just booming. I love it. Hey, another channel member, Dynastic. Whoop, whoop.
I think it was Ian Hobbies that said somebody said greetings programs.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Every time I hear that, it kind of like reminds me that I'm annoyed by the fact that everything is now an app and not a program. Like even in Windows, it's like now it's an app. What?
That Crash Line. You know what that? Because I asked him and I kind of feel embarrassed. I didn't know that that's from Tron.
Oh, really? You didn't even know that?
No.
No, I got a better one for you. I don't know if you watch South Park at all, but do you know if you know with Moses from South Park, how Moses is represented in South Park? He's represented by the MPC program. Like the rolling thing with the face on it. So that showed, like I was doing something and that showed up like from the actual movie Tron. And my friend goes, "Oh, it's Moses from South Park." And I laughed and I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty funny." And then it turned out he didn't know it was from the movie Tron. He didn't know it was the Tron reference.
I'm guilty of doing that. Like, my wife will do a pop culture reference and I'll laugh at it. She's like, "You don't know what that means." I'm like, "Sorry." I try not to. Yeah, I try not to do that. That's awesome. Do you got DF? Another channel member. We've got the check this out. We got the coffee. We got the coffee twins back to back. We got Ballistic Coffee Boy and we have Crypto Coffee. The coffee twins. We have this other. I don't know who this crow guy is, but he keeps sneaking in here.
Yeah, who is that? I'm gonna get rid of him. Some kind of troll.
Man. Oh man! And then we have my cock hurts. Thank you so much, Mike, for gifting a channel membership. Yeah, whoever got that, make sure that you accept it and speak up. Totally awesome. Really appreciate that, Mike. Thank you so much.
It was Crypto Coffee.
Oh, it was Crypto Coffee.
You can see it right underneath that message.
It did?
Well, yeah, actually, both of them. Mike Hawkhurts was gifted a membership, and DF got it. And Dan Nastic gifted a membership, and Crypto Coffee 13 got it.
Dude, awesome! Thank you so much. I love this channel members gifting to other channel members. Oh my god, it's so. Anything by coffee would have waken me up. That is so awesome. Thank you so much. Heck yeah! Oh my god, the chat is so booming. I can't even keep up with it. And he said, "Thank you." Cool. Oh my goodness. That was awesome. Okay. Double love. Oh my god, you guys have to stop doing this. Oh my god, thank you, Sucker MC. Gift another membership. Oh my god.
And that was given to Steve B.
Awesome. Well, congrats, Stevie. Oh my goodness. So, I do know, like, I've been waiting to look at the polls. I'm excited, especially the polls this week, because I've been putting, before I show this to explain, I've been putting developers against each other. Look what you started. What I started, I didn't do nothing. That's great. So, there's always a lot of hype around certain collections and all that. And so to kind of recap, kind of what started me to do this particular poll. So it seems like of all the different publishers, people really want Konami. Like, Konami is beloved. I mean, like, I love Konami. That seems to come up a lot. So I'm like, okay, let's see how much people really like Konami. So I did a poll where I said the collection that you pick, or the collection, the one that the developer, God, I can't even talk. The developer that you pick becomes a collection. The one that you don't will never be, right? And so I put like Konami. I first put Konami versus SNK, because SNK is another. I didn't mean to flip everyone off. SNK is another beloved beloved franchise, and it was something like 65%. It was Konami 30. It was higher than I thought. I'm like, okay. And then so the next week I said this is going to be more difficult, and I put Konami against Sega, and guess what? Konami won again. So I'm like, man, that's another beloved franchise. Ooh. Thank you so much for this, Crypto Coffee 13. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, please stop doing this. It's all good.
You're telling them to stop giving you money. What's wrong with you?
I know. But the more you tell someone not to do something, they'll do it. God, you're defeating my plan. No, it's all good. Joke around.
It's like some reverse psychology. When you tell somebody not to do something, they do it.
Right? Yeah. Don't tell me what I can't do. That's like, no, I know that's like everyone does it. Anyways, so okay. So then I had to raise the stakes this week, and now let me go ahead and share that. And
what if it was a Konami collection, but all we got was simulations of their casino machines?
You are an evil man, Crow. Oh my god, that would be horrible. That would be yeah, right. Like, you guys get it, but it's gonna be like all the games that suck. Yeah, that would be horrible. Oh my god. Of course you'd have to say that. So I will say before I show this that it's been like a tight spread, like within a few percentages of each other. So I've checked this off and on, but I haven't checked it in a few days. So let me see how this looks. Okay, so this one, oh wow! Before it was like 48 to like 52. So I had to raise the stakes, and so I'm like, okay, you get two, because for me, just to put like Capcom as the Capcom collection as a physical cart from the EXP wasn't good enough. That's not like as enticing as, I mean, I would like, if I was looking at this poll, I'd be like, we kind of already have that. So I said you get two physical Capcom collections, right? So you can play it in anything. One of them being all the EXP games, and then let's say like a second one being a new one. Like maybe we get like King of the Dragons, maybe we maybe get like some of those other cool Knights of the Round, Magic Sword. Maybe we get some of those cool games where I'm like, Konami is the GOAT. And look at this, everybody, 82 votes. We have a healthy participation. Konami still wins. Dang, y'all. You really want to see?
Well, I wonder if it might have something to do with the fact that we kind of have Konami. I mean, we kind of have Capcom on the Evercade EXP, so at least it's something. Whereas we don't have anything on the Evercade at all for Konami. Maybe it has something to do with it too. I don't know.
True.
But again, like a lot of Konami's, like some of the really good Konami games are licenses that you don't think would happen. But like, I'm thinking like the Turtle games and stuff, the Simpsons. That would be great if we could get that. But yeah,
I know. Konami versus Resident Evil. That would be funny. Here, you can have a Konami collection of any other game or just Resident Evil. It'll probably get down to that. No, I know. I think some of the comments, somebody say, yeah, listing some all the other like great games. Yeah. And all that. Was it Wisebook, Splatterhouse, Gates of Thunder? Yeah, Bonk. Yeah. Well, I might have to. Yeah, that's funny. I might have to start doing Konami versus itself, and then Master Sprout Gamer. Oh my god, I love your Master Spare Gamer, but it's great. Master Spare Gamer always lists like all these like great collections like in my streams and everything. Like you know, they're the one like they get like I can always count on them to get get the conversation going of like these kind of collections. But look at this, they're putting the time to show like all these like all the different games. Like I love that. So,
They could they could just do like a Konami Castlevania collection if they wanted to, and
totally.
Like think about it. If we had like Castlevania 1, 2, and 3 from the NES, we had Super Castlevania 4, Rondo of Blood, Dracula X, and finish it off with Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, I would a 1,000,000% welcome that. And that's why when I did like my top 5 Konami games, when I did that video, I could have easily just picked all Castle. Actually, 2 of those games were Castlevania. But yeah, that was a tough one. Oh my god! Imagine the reactions from a Konami fan. I know. And actually, somebody said in my video, they said like, dude, they're like with those 5. They said they would sell out, or if they even did a Super Pocket, they would sell out. Konami has a better standards. Have better stranded, a better Konami collection, better stranded survival kit.
When he says stranded, does he mean what does he mean by stranded?
Lucy, do you mean like if you were like stranded on an island, like that's a collection you would want?
Oh. Because I don't know why I was thinking Death Stranding, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's not even Konami. What am I thinking of?
Yeah. For some reason, I have trouble reading this morning, and I have no idea why. Let's see. Nickelodeon has a Rugrats game coming out limited run. We'll have the NES cartridge for it if you can get a Nickelodeon deal. Oh, interesting. Get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Simpson. Okay. Because they own the rights to those other things. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I wouldn't be annoyed by the fact that Nickelodeon owns the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now, except for the fact that every time these older collections get put out, even like the Arcade 1-Up, they had the Turtles arcade games on it. They have a big giant splotch of orange that says Nickelodeon all over it. That kind of annoys me.
No, I can relate to that. I think not only that, but I think Arcade 1-Up, I think sometimes they brand their logo a little bit too much. Like, come on, on the I get.
Well, I mean, that doesn't matter to me that much. I mean, but still, but the Nickelodeon thing. Come on, you guys didn't. I mean, those games weren't owned by you when they came out. Why are you splashing the big giant Nickelodeon logo all over the place?
Yeah, no, that would bother me. That would definitely bother me too.
I mean, it's not. I guess annoying, but it's like it's like a really really minor annoyance. It's not like the kind of thing where it's like, oh, I'm not going to buy it because it says Nickelodeon on it. It's just like, why are you doing this? Come on.
I can see what you mean. Like it takes away from the nostalgia because it's like they didn't have Nickelodeon it's like enough guys. Heroes in a podcast. Turtle power. Don't give me ideas, Talk though. So yeah, I guess the next, I don't know. I was thinking of like Taito physical. I have to think of some. At some point, I'll have to do it like versus Nintendo. Just, next week's poll is gonna be tough to.
Yeah, I mean, Taito collection. Even though we did the Super Pocket, that would be great. But why does every Taito collection not have Zookeeper on it?
Yeah, yeah.
What's funny is for like the Arcades Legends pinball. They came out specifically with Taito themed pinball tables. They came out with like either 8 or 12 of them. I can't remember how many, but one of them was Zookeeper. So they remembered Zookeeper when they made like a pinball version of it, but we never get Zookeeper in any of these Taito collections.
Poop face. Yeah, you know what? I wish StreamYard. I wish they'd actually. I hate that like super stickers and icons. They don't show that here on the stream like this. So
Yeah, I noticed that with Arcade 1-Up, they keep releasing the same machines again and again and again and again.
Yes. Yeah. No, I saw.
And they up the price. Are like twice as expensive now as when they first were originally. Like they did make some improvements, but really doubled the price. We have actually 7 of them, and that's because when they were first coming out, we were getting them for discounted prices, like left and right, because around Thanksgiving, Christmas time. So it kind of annoys me though that one of them that we have is Pac-Man, but it only has 2 games on it. It has Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus. I think that's what it was, right? Pac-Man Plus. But it's like now they come out with another version that looks exactly the same, but then it's got 12 games on it. It's like, come on, can't you just sell me the board?
Yeah, I know. No, it is interesting, and that's why maybe sometimes I can well, we are a little bit critical of your feedback. I don't see never want Blaze to go the way of Arcade 1-Up, but no. But the thing is the thing with that is like I remember too like when Arcade 1-Ups used to be like retail for $300.
Yes.
And then you'd get them on sale for like under $150, and then it's like okay, like you understand this is like a kid's toy. There's some issues, but then it's worth it because of the price point. And now like that X-Men one that they did based upon the time to the rebranding of the Disney show, it went like $500 for it. It's like literally like what you were saying earlier. It's like literally the same cab but reskinned.
Yeah. There might be a slight difference in like the how you adjust the volume and stuff like that. And I think the back, I think the marquee might light up or something. But yeah.
With that said, though, I wouldn't. I don't think people would mind if Blaze pulled an Arcade 1-Up and that we got the physical cart of like Capcom and Taito.
But it's not really. That's not like pulling a Blaze. That's actually giving people access to things on
exactly
platform they didn't have before. Especially now since they're putting out like the EXPR, and that's not going to have the Capcom games on it. Well, then release it as a cartridge so people can have it on there if they want.
Dude, Mr. Driller. Yeah, Mr. Driller.
Well, Phoenix Wright is. I was thinking Nintendo, but that's Capcom.
Oh, Attorney. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah. No, Mr. Driller is a great a great arcade game, and what's actually kind of cool about like it's like ported to like there was a Dreamcast port, there was like a Game Boy port, a GBA Advance port. It's been ported to different systems, but it's one of those ones where I think like the home port's better because they give you different modes in the arcade. Like I don't know. So yeah, I love Mr. Driller.
Yeah, I remember when I was hearing about that. I've never actually seen it in the arcade. I've only seen it on consoles, but I did get it like on PlayStation 1, and I got it for like the DS or something.
Nice. Hey, the Gamer Blog. Good to see.
Hey, I really need to get Fonzie on here.
Hey, I'm half Italian, so blame it on that. That's all I can. That's all I can say. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, see that. So that is the only sad, and I think that's funny. I've said this. Like the sad thing about with the Super Pocket is that if you want to play those games on an Evercade device, it's trapped in that device. I mean, yes, there's many other ways you can play those games, but yeah, you can't just play it on the VS. I'm still magically holding out hope that somehow they get like an agreement to where you could like plug in use that red controller cable and plug in like your EXP and plug in like your Taito Pocket into the VS, and then you can play those games through using it in normal controllers. I know that's not going to happen, but
that might.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like the loophole. It's like, well, you're doing it through the console, but technically, it's like you have to buy the portable to do it. So maybe they'll allow it because it's not a cartridge.
Well, okay, wait. Yeah, but you're jumping through a lot of hoops just to be able to do that when you could just plug an HDMI cable into the EXP and plug it into a TV. You can't do that with the Super Pockets, but you can do it with EXP.
But there's another reason though, because no, you're 100% right. But then you could like play Street Fighter versus Street Fighter.
Yeah, I can't play Street Fighter at all with that. With the way that D-pad and everything, I need an arcade stick to play that. I can't
exactly.
Play.
That's the second thing. That's where I was going. Is then you can use your choice of arcade stick, and and all that as well.
I tried, and I was like, "How are people playing this?"
I'm buying a Super over the summer as I do watch them announce a title. Well, you know what? You might want to hold off getting a Super Pocket because we don't know what the next Super Pocket's gonna. I mean, we assume that there's going to be at least 2 of them this year, but I'm counting weird on my fingers.
Why are we assuming there's going to be 2?
Because they did 2 last year. That's only. Yeah, that's true. That's the only reason.
But there's no precedent though, really, because there's only been 1 year where they've released Super Pockets, and they just happened to release 2 that year. So, you could like, if they release 2 this year, then next year we could say, maybe they'll release 2 because they've done so the past 2 years.
True. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Plus, we still have those other 2 hardware announcements that we have no idea what they're going to be.
But they're not going to be Super Pockets.
No.
We know that for sure.
That we can guarantee. The upcoming VSR, I'm on the fence. Oh, I'm thinking only because of the screen. Yeah, it is nice being able to. I mean, I was gonna say, or you could do what Crow does, has like that portable monitor. You could like hook the VS. I know, obviously, you're not gonna bring that with you like on a trip, but
yeah, that's what that's for.
Yeah,
it's small.
Well, actually, you know what? You're right. Okay, so technically, you could have. Like,
it's technically called a portable monitor.
Well, you know what? It would be hilarious being like, so like in the doctor's office. You could have that. You could have a battery pack. Okay, it would be. You could do that. No, listen. I think like any for the EXP, any smaller on the screen, I wouldn't like it. It is a good size. However, I'm not going to lie. Like I like in my Steam Deck. Like that's ideally the type of size screen that I want. But the trade off is you do have a bigger device. And really for like $100, you know, that's really not that's really like not that bad. At all. Oh my goodness!
I was going to look that up. I don't know why I'm kind of tempted to look into Steam Decks. I don't play handheld games that much, but I don't know. I kind of got this bug where I'm like, maybe I want a Steam Deck. I don't know.
Well, the other okay, so yeah. Well, yeah, it's strange.
I know it has nothing to do with this podcast, but whatever.
But no, I don't. The reason I'll bring up that I like the Steam Deck, it's because for every other game that's not on the Evercade, like Cash Cow, right? I mean, that's, you know, made by the same people that did like Donut Dodo. Like that game is really cool. But like, we might see that on Indie Heroes next year or not. So you can kind of fill in the gap for those, you know, for those games that you like, and you don't have to mess with like the PC side of things and what. For me, I also like it too that like for streaming, it's easier to plug in. But if you have like a powerful enough PC, Crow, where you can record and stream at the same time, then I don't know. But
that's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to? I mean, just you could still buy like the 32 gig models. I'm gonna say for $270. Like if you don't care about the OLED screen, and then just buy like a 512 or terabyte.
Well, I'm looking at it right now, and I forgot there was like the LCD and the OLED. I would definitely have to get an OLED because ever since the Vita, I had the original Vita. I don't know how you could go back to I guess you could, but like,
totally picking up the XPR and love the colors. See, that's like, here's where I think the EXPR is awesome. Like, let's say you've been wanting to get like an Evercade handheld, and you're like, but the price point. But now you see, hey, I was going to buy Tomb Raider anyways, which is like $20 if you were to buy that cart, and then it's like you're paying $80 for the handheld, and it comes, and then they're like, you know what? I just want it to be the handheld. I don't think many people. I mean, there will be. I don't think there's that many people that use the HDMI out to actually game. I know there's some people that do. For me, I mainly liked it on the OG Evercade because we didn't have the VS. It was the only way you could capture footage off of it. You know, as cumbersome as that was.
Really funny. I actually used the HDMI out on my Evercade EXP, and the only reason I did it was to test a TV my wife bought because she didn't test it.
Oh, we may have another.
Oh, somebody got their power back.
Right. GTS bundle. Yeah, a GTA bundle. Yeah. I don't assume shizzle about the Super Pocket, especially the Super Duper Hyper Mega Tech mentioned below. Board games. Yeah, you never know.
Compute Global Hyper Meganet.
I knew that would be there. Super Pockets are hot. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad. I think Ian, you said that. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear about those Thanksgiving. They are like a holiday item. Yeah, for sure. Love me in Super Pockets. I don't know. Should we just add Pete in, or should we wait for him to jump in? I don't
know. Does he usually add himself in? I never added myself in until today to freak you out. But
well, okay. Let's go ahead and add him in. He's blocking his camera. Let's go ahead and add him in. Pete,
I can't add myself in because I don't have.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Why do you not have it and I do? Because I said I'd give it up.
No, I do have it, but I just don't have to. I can't. I'm not logged in I'm via guest.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. I'm like, I think he's ready. So that's what I gave him. He's like, so welcome, glad Pete has the power.
I had to scramble to get an image because I'm like, I'm using my phone. We don't have electricity, like 1,200.
Oh, okay,
homes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using
that
my
makes
phone.
sense. You still don't have power. Okay.
Yeah, so I just went to Tim Hortons and got myself breakfast and my kids breakfast and a coffee. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. I hope you get power back soon, buddy. And that blows.
Yeah, we had some big heavy rain here. So but yeah, I don't know why it's out, but like 1,200 homes are without power in my area. So.
Ooh, no. Are they going to get you back? Are they going to get it back to y'all hopefully later today? Did they say how long?
The estimate is they're on site right now because we have a web portal. You can go check it at the web portal.
Yeah.
So they detected 20 or 30 minutes ago, and then they're on site. So who knows? But you know what? Hey, it's okay. Without electricity in the house, it's fine. The kids are reading actual paper books. So what have you guys been talking about?
We've been off topic ever since we started.
Yeah, talking about polls and things and talking.
Well, that's okay.
About hardware and
there was so much news that came out last week for last week's show. This week is kind of like everybody just breathes, right?
Yeah, exactly. I hope I could breathe for a couple of weeks at least.
And we could, honestly, I'm glad.
Today was the day I was going to play Indie Heroes 3. I had it out. I had everything set up. I was going to shoot right after the show, and I think the world's conspiring against me.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, hopefully you get power back soon. I mean, where I live, power goes out at least a couple times a year for whatever reason.
Yep.
And
I
don't know why, but it's funny because in the area where I live, it's like, power goes out instantly. The generators, boom, just in the whole neighborhood.
Oh, nice. I was thinking about getting a generator because we've lost power more times in the last 12 months than we did in the first 10 years at this house. So
I'm actually going to say that. Yeah, here we've actually lost power less frequently than in the past, but I don't know.
We'll talk Piko through. Oh, hey, my Nintendo Power. Thank you, member for 2 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another member. Wow.
Well, he actually, yeah. Well, I guess like I guess if it renews while you're
it renewed. Okay.
Renewed. Yeah. He's been a member, but yeah.
The way Ed is growing with his membership, he'll have more members than subscribers soon. The dude just pumps out so much.
Is that even possible? You would think
I know,
but if you became a member, you would just automatically be a subscriber.
Yeah, I think value for membership, you can't go wrong with Ed's.
Oh. That means so much.
I don't watch any of your content. I'm just supporting you because I'm your friend.
So you know what I appreciate that because my latest monthly video ended up being like 40 minutes, but I picked 20 songs to do the acapella version.
I like your live streams because your live streams is where Ed just gets to be Ed.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah,
I saw you were live streaming pretty late last night, and I couldn't click on it because I knew you were playing a collection I didn't have. Or I didn't play. I can't spoil myself.
I'm turning into the new Crow. I'm going to get so far behind in my collection.
I love live streams, and that's one of my favorite things. And it's I get to be Ed, especially for my members only. I really get to be Ed because I did I called it my one man show where, me humming and making the noises to the songs, and it ended up being like 40 minutes. I tried to do I'd actually be able to do like a 6-minute song, and I'd do like costume changes, so people appreciate it.
Wait, you're doing costume changes in your live streams?
No, not the live stream. Members only.
Wait, what?
That's like great. Now I'm gonna have that demand. No, but no, I was able to pause it and then for the Castlevania.
I'll be right back.
Cool. For the shirts that I have, but yeah, you heard it here. The awesome Pete endorsement. I appreciate that. Pete's on back.
He endorsed something he never watched, though.
That's fine. I appreciate the support. And listen, I'm not gonna listen. Most of my channel, it's okay because I want to say most everyone else watches the members only videos, so I appreciate that. But yeah, we need to get back in. Big game. Oh, big game's on today. Oh, well, I'll hopefully be up soon. Hey, Brooklyn Menace, their entrance. Pete's limited to battery data. Glad it's not winter. Oh, I know.
Oh, it's funny though. You say data, but if I were doing it on my phone, I wouldn't be limited by data. I have unlimited data on my phone.
Do you really?
Yeah, and it was
limited.
it was Comcast that was actually thresholding my limit until I paid to I paid it's weird. I changed my plan around a little bit on Comcast, so now I'm unlimited on data on my Comcast as well. But I was always unlimited on my phone service.
Well, I think what I think he means is limited to like the speed of data, and then you're limited to battery. Limited. I think that's.
Oh, not a threshold to data.
Yes, yeah, because that's what they said. Glad it's not winter because getting cold. So yeah, that's how. I think that's what they mean. Because I've got unlimited data too, but then depending on where I am, the speeds.
What's funny is Comcast. If you don't have the plan that doesn't if you have a plan that has a threshold, you're limited to 1.2 terabytes a month. The first month I unlocked it, you know how much I did. The first month.
900 gigabytes. I don't know.
Well, that's less than a terabyte. No, I did over 10 terabytes the first month.
Oh,
that's crazy.
That's me unlocked.
Steam Deck is as much as I love Evercade. No, yeah, is the king, but it commands the royalty of a price. So don't forget, it ain't $100.
I got like unlimited on internet, but I don't for data. I don't think anywhere in Canada you can get like unlimited data on your cell phone. It's just not a thing.
Yeah,
I got so much data anyway. Like I got like 50 gigabytes on data on my phone a month. I barely use like 20 because we got so much wireless networks everywhere. Like my service provider got like wireless networks that I just like they have all over the city, so I'm always connected to that. I went to get my Super Pocket so I can play Bubble Bobble.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I thought I heard. When you were saying how much commission is Pete getting, you were saying all that. That's hilarious. Oh, and then
it's like this. You need to put on here that this contains a paid advertisement.
Some YouTubers. That's why some YouTubers show up on big YouTubers is because they're paying those big metal Jesus and them to be on there.
Yeah,
that happens, right? That's a real thing.
Well, think about it. If you go to like a convention. And you have like an actor or somebody that's taking signatures, you usually have to pay for those signatures.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Missed an opportunity having a mini arcade. Yeah, and that what? Because I know there was some mention being a mini. Who knows? With the two hardware, would we get like a mini arcade Evercade?
I don't know. That'd be interesting, but
with 10 cartridge slots.
But you know what? To be honest, I think that boat has sailed. There's already way too many mini arcades out there.
No, but what if you had 10 slots or 20 slots for carts?
Oh, you're thinking of where you could actually put a cartridge in it.
Yes.
I don't know. To be honest, I like the mini arcades, but they're just for show, for real. If I really want to play the game, I'm not going to play it on there.
I know. I'm just saying, but there's a market out there for it, right?
Yeah, there is. And I was into them for a while until they released way too many of them, and I only and I never really played them, but I think I'm more into them if they actually replicate everything about the actual real arcade machine, like New Wave does.
Mm-hmm.
But I only have one of those. Just
they're
because,
expensive though, dude.
Yeah,
they're like. For what you get, like one game, it's pretty expensive, right?
Well, sometimes there's two games in there because I think the one of them that's out there now is Frenzy, and I think depending on whether you buy the Frenzy or Berserk version, I think both games come on it. But it's still one.
This is absolutely fascinating.
What is that?
Oh, that's from Werewolf, a Mystery Science Theater movie.
Yep. Yeah. Werewolf.
You need to fill that dead silence somehow.
Sorry, I should have had the battle prepared for Piko 3.
I just got my shipping notice for it. You guys get yours yet?
Yes.
Yeah, we got ours. Did you order from Video Games Plus as well? Yeah, you always do.
Shipping, but you received yours, or you just got your shipping notice?
No, we got the shipping notice yesterday. Both of us.
I got mine yesterday too, so I should have mine probably by, I would think, Tuesday or Wednesday this week. Not like it matters, because it's going to take me forever to play them.
Yeah, that's exactly my sentiment. Oh, good, that's coming. That means that in August, when I get to it, maybe I could play it.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say if we did have like an arcade cabinet with like 10 slots, as long as it has like an HDMI and controller out, like dude, that'd be awesome for streaming. Wouldn't that like load that up with Netflix?
I would love that.
Well, it's kind of a bit more off topic, but the one thing I pre-ordered from New Wave is they have these mini pinball machine coming out for Black Hole.
Oh, really?
And I had to buy it, even though it's not playable.
I got the 1943 cab. That's all I ever bought from them.
Ah,
Because
I have the first one. I have the Tempest. That's the only one I bought.
I hope so for my big birthday. For my big birthday stream, that I'll get those. If not, that'll be later in the week.
When
You
are
said
you
that's
doing
a
your
third-
birthday stream? Is it Monday?
Yes, yeah,
Tuesday.
Monday.
Is it Tuesday? Monday.
No, it's Monday. It was like it's Monday starting at 8 p.m. at 8 p.m. 8 p.m.
I
Central.
don't think you'll get them by then. I don't think you'll get them.
No, you won't get your carts by then. No way.
But
remember,
what I
there's
do,
no mail in Canada on the weekend, so they can't ship anything out on Saturday, and nothing gets moved. So we don't have mail on Saturday or Sunday, so
actually
work.
we get mail Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday's less likely, but
our Canada
I was
Post doesn't
actually-
work those weekends. Don't work
I'm
weekends.
actually surprised that the USPS will deliver sometimes on Sunday. I'm like,
yeah. No, what I am like I don't know if you all ever heard of like Total Wine, which I didn't realize that I guess they're all over, but like no, the Immortal Sojourner was nice enough to give me like a gift card to that. So I got myself like this Voodoo IPA beer. It's like it's a 12 pack. It's like 9% alcohol. So I'll be drinking.
Can you guess how much alcohol's in this?
5, 6.
Believe it or not, there's no alcohol in this. It's 0.
Oh,
It looks like there would be.
yeah. No, usually normal beers have like 4 or 5. But no, I'm excited. No, so that was nice of him to do that, and I'll probably have 1 or 2 of them before my stream. But yeah, I plan on streaming for 4 hours starting at 8 p.m. So, but it's not if those don't. I mean, my plan was just to kind of because it's my birthday, I can just like stream whatever like games that I want, and that's what I kind of planned on doing. But we'll see if those do come. Definitely, I'll check them. We'll check them out. I'm looking forward to that. What else? Oh yeah, so let's. Now that the man has arrived, we could do some Piko 3. Is that like with Death Peer Morphe?
Yeah, I'm playing. What is that? What's the name of the beat 'em up on the Taito collection?
Oh,
Growl.
Growl. It's Growl.
Yeah, that's
I
a good
like
one.
it. It's pretty good. I haven't died yet, which is weird. It's like
Dude.
super easy.
The boss in the end boss in that game is annoying. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I've known about that game, but that's
I
funny.
died.
The boss of the game like is the twist of the game as well.
Yeah, but you have unlimited quarters, so it's okay.
It is. Well, that's what I love about the arcade collections on the Evercade. You can finish them all and not spend $1 million. But I only use one save and I'm on the second level. 1 quarter so far and I'm on second level.
Nice. I say, Crow, you're gonna really wish you had the Fonzie sample because it's like, hey, rigatoni, good morning.
Actually, Crow, to catch up for Evercade, you probably want them only do Super Pockets because you do those right away.
Wait a minute. Oh, well, that's just because it's hardware. So
that's what I mean. So actually, that keeps you.
And I'm not actually going in depth on any of the games in there. In fact, I don't even know if I boot up all the games when I made a video.
Well, that's you problem.
So what's funny about there's the other thing too that like us YouTubers say like a lot, and like and now when I say this, you won't be able to unlisten to it. Like a lot of YouTubers will say without further ado, and then I don't know why.
Really? Maybe it's just the people I'm watching. I don't really hear
a lot of people say without further ado. Yeah,
But he
not
started
every
that, didn't he? RGT, isn't he the big guy that does that?
So I
say things like, "Well, let me just shut up and get on with it."
I just say, "Hey, everybody." I've been saying that for like 12 years. Hey, everybody.
I don't say that because I'm not French.
I was gonna say, speaking of shit, I've been getting out with it. No, I'm gonna try to. Oh my god, my internet isn't being stupid. Really?
Oh, one of my characters. I just switched characters when I died. He's like a cowboy, and this bird came, and I thought it was an enemy bird, and I was trying to kill the bird, but the bird's my friend.
Yeah, you got animals that are. If usually in that game, if you free an animal like from chains or something, they become your friend.
Yeah, I'm on the boss fight now. He's kind of helpful, not really.
Nice. If anything with the beat 'em up, my issues, I felt like my fingers cramp after having to. But it's.
I think for me, beat 'em ups are my favorite retro game really to play because there's so many of them and they're so varied. And what are we looking at? Why are we looking at 40 Winks?
Yeah, 40 Winks. This is what we're starting with. So go ahead.
But we don't have that collection yet, do we?
Yes.
This is Piko 3.
Yes.
We don't have it yet, though, right?
No, Piko 4
yes.
we don't have.
Piko 4 is the one we don't have.
Yeah.
Oh, 40 Winks. I got it confused with that N64 game that's coming.
Glover,
okay,
you're
yeah,
thinking
sorry,
of.
my
You're
bad.
thinking of Glover.
No worries.
Yeah, Glover. Yeah, my brain's off much.
Yeah.
I played this game back on the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like, you know how like when
one.
people get like an idea or something like that, and a light bulb appears above their head, and they go ding. Well, Pete can't do that because he's got no power.
Oh, nothing wrong with that saying. Okay. Without further ado,
I know. I just don't say it.
What?
I don't even know if it's French saying without further ado. It's just that ado sounds like a French word to me. Ado.
Wow, I was gonna say we actually get into the gameplay. So yeah, this happened just to be the first one on the list. Wow.
Yeah, I only played this one for about 45 minutes, and I'm like, I can't play this no more. Because I don't like the controls at all on the D-pad. So, I
didn't like it when it first came out.
And this game had an uphill battle with me to begin with, because I'm not a real big fan of 3D platformers to begin with.
Yeah,
so I don't really have that much to say about
it. There's like outside of Mario and a few others that it wasn't the first couple of years of PlayStation 1 wasn't great for those games, right?
Yeah, actually, it's funny. I really didn't. I don't think I liked any 3D platformers at all up until like Super Mario Galaxy. Then I was like, okay, this is the first really good one I've played. And I'm including I'm including Super Mario 64 in that. I find it to be an okay game, but I'm not gonna. It's far from my favorite Mario game.
This one here is not bad though. It's one of the better ones of this ilk.
And it's probably a fine game, but the problem is, how do you play this without analog controls? I'm sure there are people that are playing this and having a good time playing it on the Evercade with the D-pad. I know there are, because people say how much they like it. I just can't. I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I didn't really enjoy it when it first came out. I remember playing it when it first came out on PlayStation, but it's just not my jam. But I think it's not a bad game. It's just not a great game either, or a good game.
Yeah, it's the camera angles. It's having.
Yeah, and it's really hard to adjust the camera when you don't have like a second analog stick.
But I know what you mean. Like sometimes, but like 3D platformers in general, like even Mario 64, just to see can be a little bit difficult. Like you have to get used to it. I agree with you, Crow. Like once like they started coming out like Mario Galaxy, like I felt like that they got the camera angles much better. So it just depends. And I was gonna say, Rich is the only, because he orders from Funstock. He's the only one to get it.
Yeah, he does have it because he ordered from Funstock, and he had
posted a picture. Because
Funstock is.
Yeah, it's weird because Funstock for me used to always be late.
Oh yeah, they might have changed something. Well, they do. You know what's funny is they have the release date, but then they ship it out days before the release date. So people in the UK that order from Funstock get all their stuff like a week early. It almost seems like. Rich getting his stuff about a week from Funstock later is getting it on time or a little bit before then. But you know why I can't order from Funstock?
Because the Peggy won't
let you. Yeah, because if I have to wait a little bit longer to not have a Peggy logo on my case, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I love how this whole new discussion has been going off back and forth in the chat. That's awesome. Oh yeah, see, what's weird. So UK folks, see what's weird, and I think Gene.
Okay, there are okay.
Yeah, I think you were saying that like people outside of the UK, they'll send it earlier to make sure to meet the deadline. And because of that, usually they end up getting them earlier because it's a farther distance. But kind of
Well,
seems
I was
unfair.
under the impression that everybody in the UK that was ordering from Funstock or pre-ordering from Funstock was getting them like really early, because in Discord, one of the one channel I literally sit in Discord is the Pics and Vids section, so I can see other people's videos on stuff and everything, and it just seems like everybody gets like posting pictures of their new cartridges they just got happened days ago. So maybe it's only a certain group of people that are getting theirs really early for some reason.
It could be. But yeah, Annie's saying you get the Peggy shivers.
yeah.
Peggy
Yeah,
too.
Peggy is my one weakness is Peggy.
It's much ado about nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, Sucker MC is saying.
And as you can see, I'm not like totally. I'm not totally against it. You see, I do have Peggy logo, but then again, I had really no choice with this one. I did consider buying extra versions that didn't have it, but I'm not that far gone.
So yeah, people still waiting. Still waiting on Indie Heroes. Wow, 3 and. See, that's weird. Either that, or I don't know. Maybe when Rich orders, they go, "Oh my God, it's that guy from."
Well, they're waiting on it, but when did they order? Did they pre-order it and they still don't have it, or did they order it? Like, it doesn't make sense if you had pre-ordered it and you still don't have those collections.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Pete's connection died. So
okay,
maybe we'll see him come back. If not, Pete, totally get it. You're at the mercy of the internets.
You know what's funny is working from home when we lost power, and I was still somehow managed to work. And I was I wasn't really working. I was still showing up for meetings though, and I just grabbed my tablet and I put it on a stand, and I'm just sitting in the living room because there's actually a window in there, and I still was working.
So see how you fell there? Like, so this is actually I just want to point, like, this is where I stopped playing this game because I just getting up here just with the cameras. And,
I did make it across, but you know how I edit out? I edit out my save states.
Yeah.
You're actually seeing a compressed version of me doing this.
yeah. Wow. But I found this to be frustrating, and then I think the coup de grace, on top of it, is not having that analog stick does make those jumps even more difficult. So yeah, that's for me. I think the characters look
because
cool.
you can't walk slow. You're forced to walk at full speed.
Exactly.
And if you're not if you're not in the precise, right angle, you're gonna walk really fast in the wrong direction.
Xeno Gears can't stop falling off the cliff. Yeah. See, exactly. So I think really for this, you do need that analog with a combination of the camera angles and just to get it. Like, I was so frustrated here using the D-pad. I was like, I really wanted to play this game more. But
did I actually play this game get farther than you did in this?
Probably.
If this is
skip ahead a little bit. Yeah.
I didn't. I thought I barely made any progress in this.
I really wanted to like this game, and I, agree with what Pete said. Like Pete said, it's not inherently a bad game. It's just the control scheme that we have doesn't really fit on the Evercade. Maybe we get analog.
Yeah, that's what I said in my video for this. It's like if this was like if I could use analog controls with this, I'd probably like this game more. But that was my doubts. The second I heard this game was going to be on the Evercade, I was like, well, how's that going to work without an analog stick?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it doesn't. I know people can play it. People had a good time on the Evercade with this. I just can't.
Yeah, so funny. You know what? Yeah, 40 wing. Yeah, the camera. That's the other thing. Yeah, no, I tried that too, Nathan. Tried to I just gave up. Like I couldn't get it to where. Yeah, the camera controls just. I got used to playing games with analog sticks back. Yeah, no, dude, that's awesome if you can do that. But yeah, I hear you. I think I just didn't have the patience for it. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, it's just like precise platforming thing that just
yes.
Man, I can't even imagine what the harder levels of the game are like.
Yeah. This would have been cooler as an RPG. What do we have next?
Well, I don't know about that because there is an RPG on this collection that I would rate lower than 40 Wings as it is here.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But
oh boy, this game.
We'll save that one. god, dude.
Okay.
So what do you, yeah. Crap RPG. Yeah.
This game I thought was going to be cool, but it turned out to be kind of garbage.
Dude, I think I gave this an F because it was just like I hated the controls. I hated the concept. I really did. I didn't like anything about this game. It was just frustrating and it wasn't fun. I really wanted to like this game, but it was just.
The funny thing is, well, here's the thing. The whole thing I didn't like about it is, yeah, it's all choppy. There's stuff constantly bombarding you, but if you're a mech, it doesn't even seem to bother you at all. It's just that when you're outside the mech, you really have to be careful. But the fact is that you have to find a key somewhere in the level before you could leave.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like a random location or anything. It's in the same location every single time. So if you know where it is, you can just go directly right to that location. All the power-ups and everything are really cryptic. I never really, like, what does this do? I'm not sure, I remember looking the stuff up, but even after I did, I couldn't remember what did what because everything was still kind of cryptid. Did you know there? Yeah, that there is.
It is like the video. Yeah, it is. The way he's wide is like the video. Funny Monty Python reference for those.
There's a level skip cheat in this game. Did you know that?
No, but you kind of need it.
I can't remember what it is though. But you have to hit the pause menu and let's see. Can I control this? Yeah, I think I can. Let's see.
Lucy summed it up well. It's meant to be Blaster Master, RoboCop. Yeah, it's only crap. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I really wanted to like this game.
Yeah, I actually got stuck here. I didn't know. I got stuck, and I think I got locked into a certain area. I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. But if you haven't seen, let's see here. Where did I? Wow, this is going on and on. Oh, here we go. So yeah. There we go. So yeah, if you get there, you hit a key combination, and it just warps you to the next level instantly.
Nice.
So it just tells you level completed, and you go to the next level. But you get in for a shock once you hit like the level 7 or something like that. You hit, and I can't remember what the key combination is, and it's very touchy. I think you have to hold like 4 buttons at the same time, and you have to do it right the timing on it has to be really good. Otherwise, you're not going to get the right. In fact, I thought it was a fake code for a while because it was not working for me for the longest time. But meant to be, meets RoboCop. No, well,
yeah.
But I thought this was, I don't know. I think I was mistaking this for another game. I can't remember the one it was. Where I think it's the one where you could reverse gravity. I can't remember who made it.
Oh, Metal Storm. Yes.
Storm. Yes. So that's probably, I was kind of mistaken. Okay. So you get level 6 and the game turns into this.
What the hell?
And yeah, this is all of a sudden you're here. And you can't level skip anymore because you're not in your mech. Because in order to bring up that menu, you have to be in your mech. But all of a sudden you're here like this. You're not in your mech and you can't do the level skip anymore. But I'd say this is actually a little bit more fun than the rest of the game.
If this was the game, I would say it would be good. Oh, that's kind of funny.
But it's still not great. It's still not great. No, it's a bit more fun.
It's kind of funny though that Gene Joke was saying that this made him want an S back in the day, but luckily he didn't get it just for the end. No kidding, that would have been
really.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games I wanted to like. But yeah, I think I got to the end of the first level, but I didn't get the key. And then I was just like frustrated. Oh yeah. Dude, that's Irem console. Yeah, I love Metal Storm. Oh my god, that is it's a shorter game, but it's a lot of fun, and the gravity mechanic was like really, really cool.
Yeah, so when I booted this up and I played it, I was like shocked. I was like, "What is this?" I was like, everything's all choppy, and I was like, "This isn't the game I was thinking it was."
No, not at all. Yeah, it's just
This part almost reminds me of Solar Jetman.
Yeah. I could totally see that.
But I couldn't figure my way out through this area either, so I never made it past this.
Yeah. But yeah, this game was just nah. I mean, and that's like with Pico. I mean, when you do see games like this, that's why I know like some people are like, man, another Pico collection, and I get it. But there are some gems. I just don't know if we've.
I just don't think there's that many gems that Pico has because they're all
No,
from companies.
no.
They only own IPs from companies that have gone defunct. So if their if their games were that great, they wouldn't have gone defunct, I think.
True. Well, we got to do at least because there's 10 games. We got to at least do one more.
And that's fine. You want me to pull it up? I don't. We could pull it up, can't you? But I'll add it. I'll add it here. I'll take control of this one. This is Legend of Wukong.
Yeah.
So I played this video that we're looking at. The reason I'm controlling it is because Ed couldn't download it because it is a 10-hour video. Because I literally did play through this whole thing.
Well, not that I couldn't. I didn't want to. Yeah, exactly.
I did because I was like, I got to see how this goes because there's got to be something interesting that happens. Because like if you don't even get your second character in this game. You got 3 character spots. You don't get your second character for so long. This is like so yeah, this is like an hour and 45 minutes into the game, and you still don't have your second character. So you get your second character around, a little bit past that point. So this is like the 2-hour mark. And you don't get your third character until, let's see here. So there's only 3 characters. There's no option for like multiple characters or anything. This is the most linear and straightforward RPG ever. There's never any choices to make, no side quests whatsoever. And like, it's just a matter of, and like one of the things that annoys me about this as well is like all the items that you get, it doesn't tell you what anything is. The Evercade manual doesn't tell you what any of the items are either. You don't know what equipment is for what person, or if that equipment is that, like before you buy it, is this equipment better than the stuff I have? You don't know. You have to buy it and wear it to find out. Oh, but you could cheat. That's how much gold I have. Because with the save states, every town has a gambling thing where you pick a number or something. And you have to pick whether or not the number is going to be odd or even. I think that's what it was. So you just use save states and you're just playing the odd and even game, betting all your money until you have all the money. And then you can just buy whatever you want.
Nice. Yeah.
Now, granted, and you could say that, well, that's, it's cheating because you're using save states. But it happens in the village. So if you were playing this on a regular card as well, you could just take the longer route and do a game save at an inn or something, and just go back and do that. It would take a lot longer, but it's effectively the same thing.
Yeah, and you have like a 50-50. Yeah, the game is pushing you right from the start if you don't grind. Yeah.
And what's funny is I like grinding. I like games where you have to grind. I don't know why. I just do. I'm one of those few people that enjoy that. Just kind of playing the game while watching TV. I do that.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's a little part of the grind because it's like usually and most good RPGs, you get you figure out where you have to go, but then you're not powerful enough to go through there. So there's a little bit of grinding, and then your reward is you get to move on into the next part of the story.
But also these menus, oh my goodness, navigating these menus. Not only do you have to you have to say who's buying the item, but you have to buy the item and then tell what person is going to hold the item, because everybody's got each character has their own inventory, and you're limited too, so you could run out of space. And then going through this, you have to sell. Then you have to say, "Oh, okay, I'm going to sell. Who's going to sell an item? That person's going to sell an item. Okay, what item do you want to sell?" And then you do that for one item. You can't do multiples. You have to do it for each individual item.
It's almost like this game was just thrown together quickly.
Well, this is a Korean game. And that was Super Fighter Team did an English translation of it back in, I think it's the early 2000s. So we're just getting I don't know why they bothered, to be honest.
True.
This isn't a great game.
No. Yeah.
But let's see here. I don't know if you want to
Yeah,
see.
all I
way
can say
further.
is thank you for taking the bullet and playing this one, so we all didn't have to suffer. Thank you for doing that.
Well, nobody really had to play all the way through. Oh, I got soft blocked in this game too at one point. There's a point at which you're going to exit a cave and you have to talk to this guy to exit the cave. So you talk to the guy and then he moves out of the way and you can go straight out of the cave. But what I did was I talked to the guy and then I was like, you know what? I'm not done exploring this cave yet. So I went back and I explored the rest of the cave and I came back and the guy was still there, except he wouldn't talk to me anymore. So he wouldn't get out of my way and I couldn't leave the cave.
Dang, man. God, that blows.
But like, if you look like oh wait,
Ruthless said by the end of the game, all of his characters are maxed at level 50, the best weapons and armor. And
yeah, you max out all your characters before you finish the game, and I didn't excessively grind or anything. So like, and it's pointless too because the only way you can earn money is by something you can only get by leveling up. I can't remember what it is, but at a certain point, oh, I remember what it is. Your MP, your magic points. If when you level up, all your magic points get refilled. But if you're out and playing and you can't level up anymore, you have to use items to increase your magic points. But you're limited on your inventory, so you're gonna run out of items eventually. So yeah, these are max stats or whatever. Yeah, there's only like I can't remember if there's multiple status ailments, but they basically all do exactly the same thing. Some of the frustrating, you could walk to dead end. Oh, another thing that's really annoying is in the maps where there's some caves and you think you might be moving on to the next screen, but if you walk out of the cave in the wrong spot, you'll just exit the cave right from the beginning. So the cave has an entrance, and you could be halfway through the cave and walk off the screen to the side and somehow wind up back at this cave's entrance and have to walk through the whole thing again.
Oh. Is it just a coincidence they started going through the games Piko through the ones Crow doesn't like?
And isn't it a coincidence that I think this might have been the worst game in the collection, and yeah, I spent the most time playing it.
Oh, so there you go. Nicholas wanted to let you know, so you can.
Oh, actually, yeah, I did see your message about that.
Yeah.
But I said that I gave this one a 4 out of 10 somehow, but actually, you know what's funny is Metal Mech, the game we looked at before this. I said was worse than this game.
Yeah. Yes. You know what?
And there's actually one other game that we'll talk about in this collection that I thought was worse than Legend of Wukong.
Yeah. Right. The only one expected people not to like. Yeah, Sword of Sudan had some fun to it. So. Oh man. Yeah. So this is interesting. So I'd be really curious with Piko, with Piko 4.
Oh, let's see some of these special attacks. There's Super Pighead. Watch this attack. Light of Buddha.
The Buddha.
Okay, so the boss just. So the attacks are just. Most of these magic attacks are only hit single enemies too. So
that's annoying.
Sometimes, especially in the beginning, Super Pighead. Okay,
See, and if I saw a clip of this in a video, I would be like, oh man, this game looks amazing. I love this art style, but then you get into it and you're like, oh my god, it's not. It's very deceiving.
But it's funny because there's no point in using magic early in the game because it only attacks one enemy, and the amount of damage it does is the same amount of damage as if you just attacked the enemy.
Man, no kidding. So that's what's the point of the magic? It looks cooler. Yeah,
well, later on, it does start to do more damage, and you can actually hit multiple enemies with your magic. So that's the point. It's just that very early on, it's not useful at all. It just all it does is drain your MP, which you're gonna need for healing yourself.
There you go. It's use magic to attack because you're bored doing the standard attacks and you want to see something different. That's super. See, I would have thought that that Super Pighead move would have been an area of attack, but no.
Well, also, if you use the magic, you have to go through more menu options.
That's funny. More clicks.
Yeah. So it's faster just to attack with physical.
Yeah. I was gonna say pretty much everybody can like live vicariously through this podcast and in the video you made on your channel. Like you don't even need to play it. Just go watch Crow's video on the channel.
I might have actually, now that I think about it, I think I might have actually trimmed this video down to make it fit within 10 hours.
Dang, man.
How long is this video? Yeah, actually, this video is just shy of 10 hours.
10 hours. Yes, yeah.
There, that's your time machine that you've been hunting for the whole game. And that's the final boss.
Wow.
Oh, and the ending of this game is terrible too.
Of course. Would you expect like nothing less, right?
Well, okay, you know how the game begins. You're with your, I don't know who it is, your friend, your father, or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I'm making a time machine." So your character gets in the time machine and just starts pushing buttons at random. And it's like, what did you think was going to happen? And he winds up past. And then immediately afterwards, some monster comes and takes his time machine. And then halfway through the game, you think you're going to get the time machine, and then some other monster takes your time machine. And then this is the final boss, and I can't remember exactly how the game ends. I just remember it's terrible.
I like this. I play through it eventually, maybe. Yeah, I know, right?
So as long as one person says they're going to play through it, I'm not going to spoil the ending.
Okay.
I can remove this. There we go.
There we go. Just in time. Yeah. But if you do want to see it, yeah, you can always go to Crow's channel and watch.
Well, it's on my Crow Capture channel.
Crow Capture.
Yes. Yeah. Because I post on my
hours of glory.
Yeah, I just have, I would say uncut, but they are all edited because I take out all the save states. Well, sometimes I forget, sometimes I miss some, so sometimes you'll see me pop up the menu, go back to a save state. I try to edit all that out, but on my Crow Capture channel, I've been posting all the Evercade videos, the full Evercade videos, no commentary or anything, just the videos. That's why the channel's called Crow Capture.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I'm glad that you do that because we're able to use it for our podcast. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, it's like, you know what? I had to go through the trouble of grabbing it. I might as well put it there because you never know when you need it. Then that also you can free up space. Didn't you say that 10-hour video was like 40 gigs, like on your?
On my computer, it's like 40 gigs.
Yeah. Dang. But that's probably a drop in the bucket. You're like, yeah, 40 gigs of my 10 terabytes.
Well, I have a server that has 4 8-terabyte hard drives in it. So I think I have like 20 terabytes of usable space. But that's my server. On my regular computer, I have at least 6 hard drives in it. Three of them are NVMe's, and got a couple SSDs in there, regular SATA SSDs, and then I do have like a 10 terabyte hard drive, an 8 terabyte hard drive, a 6 terabyte hard drive.
I'm fancy because on this. Well, I mean, this computer. I think when I get it like around 2018. I don't know, but it's like a 2016 HP. But like my SSD that has like the OS on it's like 300, and then I have a separate terabyte drive. So yeah, but it works for what it works. I don't need to keep all like the footage from all my videos forever. So like,
I keep telling him at work. It's like I work with data. It's like, how is it at home I have more hard drive space than I do at work? It's like we need more space.
I know. I almost got excited there. Like, you work with data from Star Trek? No, my brain went there though. I was like, you work with data? That's pretty cool. Like, I wish I got work.
Actually, yeah, if you want to know what I do, I'm a database architect.
Sweet. That Boston Horns look like my favorite Marvel character. Cool. Yeah, sometime offline you'll have to tell me where that is, but I imagine it's like super geeky. I think Piko 3 was the weakest card. Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, there is like when we talk about there are like if you like radical bikers. There's a few things.
I would have. We need a Gelco 3 that has the arcade version of Radical Bikers.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? It doesn't even need to be arcade version because we could just get the PlayStation version of Radical Bikers because I forgot there was a PS1 port of it.
Ooh. Oh yeah. We're hoping for The third Top Gear to complete the trilogy. Yeah, that's right. There's a third one.
No, you mean Top Racer.
Oh yeah, Top Racer. Yeah.
Top Racer 3000. That'd be fine if there is another Piko collection, but honestly, I could do without another Piko game for a Piko collection for a while, unless it's disguised Piko, like Galco, Arcade 1 and 2. Those are secretly Piko collections.
I'd welcome a Galco, whatever.
The Jalico, the Jalico ones are secretly Piko collections as well.
I play a lot of Super Bubble Pop. Yeah, no, that's a good game.
If we're getting another Jalico collection, I kind of want to see a Bases Loaded game on there. That's just for me nostalgia.
Well, that would be cool. I think you're right, Ginger. I think they did say no more Piko this year. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Well, we'll see if that extends to still games that are just owned by Piko, because it may not literally say Piko on it, but if it's something like Jalico or Galco, those are secretly Piko collections.
Yeah. Because if we bring up the roadmap, we only have 6. I put my fingers up like a little kid. We only have 6 more cart slots this year.
Oh, that's fine. I do that all the time.
I just don't do that. But wait, Bases Loaded is on Jalico 1?
No,
is
it can't be.
No.
I'm 100% sure it's not.
There's some other baseball game, but it's not Bases Loaded. Yeah, because I think I remember saying we wish it was Bases Loaded.
And on Jalico 1, there's no baseball games. Piko 2 is the one that has sports games on it. And I don't think there's a baseball game on that one.
I thought there was.
There's football. Both the soccer variety and the US one. And there's 2 basketball games. And there's a beast ball.
Yeah. There's
What baseball game do we have? I can't even remember now.
Oh, there is Bases Loaded. What, really?
Jalico 1 has Bases Loaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it didn't.
I'm looking at the list. Oh, it does. You know what? You're right. It does have Bases Loaded. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me be more specific. Bases Loaded 2.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. No, because that's the better. No, yeah, that's the better one.
Well, yeah. Bases Loaded. Yeah. That's not the one I was used to playing.
Yeah, I was thinking there was a better version. No, and I would like this arcade version of City Collection would be fantastic.
What's really funny is I looked at this list and I totally didn't even see it the first time.
Yeah. No, thank you. Yes. Thank you, chat, for keeping us honest.
There was something really wrong with the first Bases Loaded. I can't remember what it was now.
Remember. But it wouldn't be a Kippo collection. Piko, yeah. Okay.
I don't remember there being an issue with the second one, but going back to it, I may discover.
Yeah, okay. That's what. Yeah, there was a better Bases Loaded, or definitely. Yes, I think.
You know what though? If we got another, that's a Nintendo game though. One of my favorites. The one I played on a Super Nintendo a lot was Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball, whatever. I can't remember what exactly it was Ken Griffey Jr.'s. Not the second one, as the first one. But if we could get any baseball game at all on the Evercade, it would have to be Baseball Stars 2 for the Neo Geo. That's the one I'd want to see.
Yes, that would be. Oh yeah. Or the dream if we should just get the NBA jams, right? But that would be.
Well, you've got a problem there with all the licensing of the characters and stuff of the players. They would have to come up with they would have to rename every character. Yeah, no, that's just not doable because you wouldn't be able to use their images or likenesses either. That would be a lot of work. I don't see NBA Jam happening.
No.
Unless they somehow got all those licenses. Then in that case, it would probably just be one of those carts with only one game on it, or maybe just NBA Jam and NBA Jam TE, and that's it.
Yeah. No, I agree. It talks one of those because we've only gotten one arcade cart, which is wasn't that Piko Arcade this year?
Yeah, Piko Arcade, and all those games were by one of three developers or publishers, and most of them were from the South Korean Unico, and most of their games were all janky and just ripping off other games, especially the fighting games.
Yeah. So I think I would at least. Yeah, I think no matter what, we'll see one more purple. I mean, you know. The problem. Okay. The problem with Super Big, there was a licensed player Ryan Sanders on the cover. Okay, so they'd have to change that.
See, I remember like the NES bases loaded games had fake teams and fake players, and
well, kind of the same way they got Blitz Football. They were magically able just to acquire the license.
yeah, they got the license. Both the NBA and actually, I think they even had a special Shaq version of the game, where I guess that features Shaq. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was the artwork, and then I think that version they messed up on the like they had like the horrible screen that you had like the view. From, like, the yeah,
but if but they're selling this arcade machine then for like $600, and you're getting one or two games on it. So that's not within like Pico's, not Pico's, but Blaze's like price range basically for having a $20, $25 cart.
Yeah. We need another purple cart. Oh, I wonder, will we be getting a second Tomb Raider? That would be cool. I Heart Retro. I might be too soon though. Like let me play through the first three first. Ooh, Irem Arcade 2? Yeah. I like how people are saying Shaq Fu cart guaranteed. Love the Shaq. Yeah.
Well, that is if they could get the Shaq license, they already have the Delphine games. So Delphine did make Shaq Fu.
Oh, so why not? But yeah, like I don't know what.
Yeah, Delphine followed up Flashback with Shaq Fu.
Right. But it's fun in the excitement. Yeah, I'm hoping that for September. I wonder if it'd be too soon to get the second Giga cart. You know what I mean? I wonder if that would be too soon. And what would that be?
Well, it's probably going to be this year, but if anything, if you see a Giga cart, one thing's almost for sure, it's just going to be PlayStation games on it, because that's the only thing so far that would need that much space.
Or if it was something like the Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, like a modern indie.
I guess it could be a native game as well that would require that space. Yeah. So those are our two options. So hopefully we'd see the native games. I'm not really too enthralled with seeing a collection full of PS1 games, to be honest.
No, unless they blow our minds and they give us something like a Sega CD collection or like a PC Engine, CD collection. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like a lot of times these games are taking up a lot of space because of FMV they put on it or something.
Yes. Oh yeah, Baseball Stars. Yeah, no, that's definitely one of the better than the Neo Geo. Yes, one of the best art. Yeah, no, if we could get Baseball Stars 2, it'd be fantastic. Like the original for customized. But yeah, no, I love arcadey racers and games at least. Oh, we could get Legacy of Kain or Soul Reaver, because I think the same license. Yeah, that would be great. Legacy of Kain.
Yeah. Actually, that wouldn't be bad. I've heard of those games. I've actually seen some playthroughs of them too. But so those seem like that to me would be better than Tomb Raider, because I'm just not that into Tomb Raider.
Can't help it. Yeah, one big I know, right? Or just give us like Sega Arcade something. Yeah, I know. We need a big arcade license. Like, come on. Alone in the Dark.
But still, I don't know about Alone in the Dark.
Yeah. No, we need another big arcade release, and then for November the other hardware. So yeah, lots of mysteries on what's going to be tying into what, But yeah, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4. So like another 4 more months. So yeah, It'll be a Piko 2 arcade, and they're like, no. Jellicoe Arcade 2 would be cool, because there's still a few more games, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I know what people mean. Like, it's like, hey, well, we enjoyed the Discovery. We want some other big IPs. So we'll just have to.
The next arcade one better be like Neo Geo. I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. Come on.
But what's not, because we have like April, and then actually no, it's more. It's more than that because we don't have April, we don't have May, then June, July, September, October. Okay, so it's more than that. It's like 6 or 8 months till the end. But yeah, there's like a lot of months missing in between. But these are the only ones we're getting. Sorry, I wish it was like 4 months away, but no. So yeah, we got some waits, but that's fine. Oh yeah, Neo Turf Masters for Major.
Yeah, I've heard that's a good one. I haven't played it myself.
Me
I mean,
neither.
I'm sure I booted up and tried it, but I heard that's a
Ooh.
really good golf game.
Mega CD, yep. Aka Sega CD or a Mega CD 32X. That would be really cool. Mega 32 because that game, that console really didn't see like the light of day too much. Like definitely not in the US.
32. Well, the Amiga 32 games are, for the most part, just Amiga games.
Oh, okay. There's nothing else special.
I mean, I don't know if there was like any exclusive games to the Amiga 32X or 32X. I don't know why I called it 32X. Probably because I'm thinking of Mega CD, Mega 32X, or Sega 32X. But yeah, I mean, from what I've seen of the Amiga stuff, the 32X was just like a consoleized Amiga, and that just and the games it had were just games that were from the Amiga and maybe had some CD enhancements. Here's how much how badly the games were ported from the Amiga. Is the Amiga standard controller had one button, so a lot of the games like used up to jump in, like if it was a platformer, and you had one button for whatever action or whatever. So when they ported these games to this the Amiga 32, that console had multiple buttons, but they never bothered to remap the buttons or anything. So you still wound up having to push up to jump in a lot of these games.
I hate that. So yeah, maybe it isn't as good. So fun. So here's Sean Blake. So here's what I don't want Blaze to do. I don't want them to, let's say, to come out with some like super realistic, really complicated like golf game for the computer or any sports game. Like I want the arcade. Like give us the arcade sports games that are like not realistic, jump in, jump out. Those are the more fun. That's so yeah. I would welcome something like that if it's arcadey, right?
Well, what about like Hot Shots Golf?
I don't know if I played Hot Shots.
That's one of my favorite golf series. I don't know if I could go back and play the earlier PlayStation 1 versions of those anymore, but those have been always my favorite golf games ever since like the PS2 onward. Even the one that was on the PS4, where they renamed it to Everybody's Golf because that's what it was known as everywhere else except for here.
Yeah. So one of the Link's collections, didn't we get a golf game? And I'm trying to remember. I think Pete said that like in real life that like he likes golf, but like I think he was saying that like for a video game, he wants it to be a fun arcade one. Like otherwise he'd rather go out and play like the real golf game.
I actually like golf games, and to me, I don't know if I've played a golf game that has ever been too complicated, or at least any more complicated than any other golf game, just because you still got the same variables to look at. You've got, what club do I use for distance, and like based on where the ball is lying, there's like a certain percentage of how well your ball is going to be hit from that location. You've got to take wind into consideration, the elevation of the slope you're on. You have to take all these things into consideration almost in every single golf game you play. If you want a really simple golf game, they should just put the Atari 2600 version of golf on the. It's funny. That game is so confusing to people. The Atari 2600 version of golf that have never played it before. But I remember having that game as a kid and like, what the hell is this? And I remember actually having to look into the manual. Oh, okay, now this makes sense, and I could actually play that game. But that is so far from real golf. It's hilarious.
So it would be cool. I don't think we'll get a Link's Collection 3. Who knows with the Atari license? But if they put that version of Gauntlet on there, and what they're coming out with the grip for Tate mode, so that would make that like really playable on the EXP. Gremlin 2.
That'd be an interesting version of Gauntlet, just because there's so many characters to choose from.
Yeah, you can be ninjas and stuff, and it was just that version of it was never ported to anything else but Link's. So it's like it's trapped on there.
Yeah, it's funny is that all those Link's games that came out in those Link's collections, most of the Link's games I actually own are none of those games. Let me see. I want to see what I happen.
Yeah, I think we need one more Lynx collection because here's the thing, right? The Lynx is one of those. If you if you want to be able to play it in handheld mode, original hardware, it's one of those consoles that's like, well, geez.
Let's see
Lynx
here.
is one of those consoles that's really expensive to buy, and it's big and it's bulky, and you want to upgrade the screen.
You know,
so.
It's the game. The console's not that expensive, to be honest, and the games are still dirt cheap. And I'm gone.
Dude, usually,
Yeah.
like whenever I've seen like people, let's see if whenever
Like,
I've seen
most
like
of these
people,
games,
like,
I got for under $10. Viking Child, Tournament Cyberball,
whenever I've seen that, like
Runner.
whenever I've seen videos of people like
Shadow
YouTubers going to retro stores, it's like $400. Like the Lynx is anywhere from like $300 to $500.
I don't. Maybe it is now. Not
It's
when I
expensive.
bought it.
Yeah, the game. Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden,
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Kung Food, Hydra,
Damn, $10 for those.
Dirty Larry, Renegade Cop.
How long? But how long ago did you buy those, Crow? Have you had those for a while, or?
It's been over 10 years, I suppose.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
We have this. We have Crystal Mines. I bought this one because of it being on the Evercade. This game's really awesome, but we probably won't get Batman Returns.
No.
And I do have a couple other loose games, but that's what I have on the Lynx.
Yeah.
And every time I think about selling my Lynx stuff, I turn it on and I put a game in it and I play it to test it out. And I'm like, you know what? This system was way too ahead of its time for me to sell it. I'm not going to get as much money if I could get like if somehow it gets up to like $1,000 and these games are each like $50 each, maybe I
was going to say you might be able to sell that with the games for that much. I don't know.
I don't know.
What model Lynx do you have, Crow? The Model 1 or the 2?
I have the 2.
Okay, cool. You got the better one.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, there's Kitty.
Oh, you see.
I can see Kitty there.
This thing, every time I grab this thing, it's like, wow, this thing is way bigger than I remember it.
It almost feels like it's as big as a Steam Deck. Probably not, but
It probably is. It's probably might be bigger, thicker than a Steam Deck too. Look how thick this thing is.
yeah, definitely. Do you still have the OG LCD, or have you done the mod for that?
I haven't done any mods on this thing. I don't even have a power supply for it. I don't think. I only run this thing off of batteries.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, I'd invest in an AC.
Where are the batteries in this? I can't
No,
remember. It's on the bottom. That's right. It's kind of invisible.
Because like with one of the LCD mods, like in addition, like I want to like
I left batteries in. I probably shouldn't do that.
No, take those out now. You want those things. No, but like I think with the modern LCD mod, like you cut or you actually remove one of the capacitors to bypass it, and it's supposed to save you a lot more. Like it's supposed to save you like a lot more battery life with the newer.
Yeah, I'm not too like. Here's the thing: is like I don't really play this thing at all. It's really just because it's a oddity. It's an interesting thing to have. So I'm not going to be modding it to make it more playable. To be honest, it's like because if I want to play these games, that's what emulation is for. I could just play the games.
Okay, you want like the original OG experience, yeah.
Well, there's that, but I just can't see myself modding it and then without having another one to say, okay, this is what it originally was.
I'm trying to remember if it does suffer the same problem as bad.
You know what? I don't know if I would say bad capacitors, but the capacitors eventually over time are gonna die. It's just gonna happen.
Oh,
especially from like back to that era.
Megacat said they won't have a cart this year on a podcast. Okay. Yeah, that is a shame. No, I like the Megacat, but dude, no, that's cool. No, that's definitely worth something. Having all those games boxed like that.
Yeah, and they were dirt cheap. So how do you not?
Are those complete too?
What do you mean?
Like do you have the manuals for them too?
Oh, yeah. If they're in the box, they're complete.
Yeah. So yeah.
Because they were still sealed. Most of those were still sealed when I bought them. Like
yeah,
they were unopened. They were new old stock. And the Video Games Etc., which was the place that I bought the games, I don't know. They must have found a warehouse of them or something. And I was like, they were selling them for like $5 each.
Yeah, no, I believe it. Like they're getting back then, like no one was really interested in Lynx.
There's another one that's like it's funny. It's like I 3D printed little cartridge holders for these.
Oh, cool.
Like
But yeah, no,
Blue
get
Lightning. Yeah,
you
we
get the
have that one.
console anywhere from like $300 to $500, kind of depending. And then the games I'm not sure about, but they
We
definitely
had
become.
this one too, Gates' Zendikon.
Yeah. But I hear you. It's one of those things where, like, unless you need the money, you might as well hang on to it because it's.
But even then, it's like, even if I needed the money, it's like I don't feel like I'm gonna get that much money for this. Todd's Adventure in Slime World, we had that one.
Yeah. I play Link's Realms on my PSP. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I can play all those on my Steam Deck as well. And there's some on Atari 50.
You can play these games on, if I just put the emulator on my phone, I could just play them on my phone if I wanted to. And if you say that, oh, you don't have the controller, well, yes, I do.
Yeah. Feels and looks.
But yeah, like I was selling a lot of my stuff, and every time I go and I put together stuff I want to sell, I pull out the Link stuff and I look it up and I play it. And I'm like, I don't think I want to sell this.
Yeah, no, I don't blame. No, that's why it's kind of like, yeah, that's why my advice is like, don't sell your. I mean, of course, like with the current climate, if you need the money, like it's different. Like it's like, hey, I got to do this, or I can't pay the mortgage. Of course,
I mean, the money is of course one thing, but still, it's a liability too. Like sell it while it still works.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say too. Not only that, but if you're wanting to, like, let's say if you're wanting to sell that to get like something else retro or something else, that's cool. But don't forget though that at some point, the video game market, I think, will revert back to 2000s prices. Because don't forget, like the younger generations don't really care as much about retro games, sadly. And then as time moves on,
you could say that, but I could also say that as time goes on, there might be more collectors out there collecting the stuff, making what's out there and available less, fewer.
Well, but like anything else, but then it'll depend. But see, the thing that's interesting is that you always have to find the right person, right? Because there still will be those collectors, but then you have to find the right person that will pay that price. Want to pay that price.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like you could be asking, like if you say like, hey, how much is this worth? And you go on eBay and you look up what people are selling it for. Well, that's not what it's worth. That's what people are trying to sell it for. You have to look at what people are buying it for what price and what condition, so it's really hard. Like, okay, just a little bit of thing. I got all these comic books. Okay.
We need a links
recently. Yeah. So I have these comic books because our neighbors, they had a relative that died and they wound up with this whole huge box of comic books like this, and they don't know what to do with them. So when they were out of town, my wife watched their cats and they said, you know what, if you take a handful of comic books or something, like take about 20 something comic books, whatever you want. And then they, thank you for watching the cats or whatever. So we did that. Nice. And then when they got back, they were like, hey, you could take more, because we wound up taking a little bit more than what they said. I was, if you don't mind, we took a little bit more. Like, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with this. Like, we're going to have to sell them or something like that. And I was like, you know what? If you offer me maybe I'll just buy the rest, but you have to let me know how much you want for it. And they're like, well, we don't have a price in mind. And it's a funny thing is like, what do I offer them? Because I don't want to offer them actually what they might be worth. I have a set limit in mind, but then again, I don't want to are they just do they quickly want to get rid of them? Because if they do take them to like a comic, like a convention or something like that, if they spend the time to sell them, they might get, I don't know how much money. I don't know. The thing is, because if these comic books are as old as they are and they're all worth like say $10 each for as old as they are or more, they're gonna get a ton of money. A ton of money selling each of those individually, but do they want to do that? They're old.
And it's going to take a while.
And it's going to take a while, yeah. Or do I just offer them $50 or $100 or something like that and take the whole thing off of them?
And take a chance. Yeah, I want to say comic books can be a lot like baseball cards. Like unless they're like from a certain era or something, they may only be like worth $1 each. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of like you could give them like $50 and then you get 100 comics and then you find out that they're maybe that you paid
I
for.
mean, they're not in the greatest condition either. I know the one you saw in the front there was in a plastic like protector or whatever, but most of them aren't.
Yeah.
Even that one is some damage.
Like the thing too with them being your neighbors is tricky because let's say if you're like, hey, I'll give them $100 and they see that, and then you find out like one of those comic books is worth if they find
Well,
then
you already told them that they're worth. Some of these could be worth a lot of money,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's why I don't want to make an offer because I wish they would just tell me how much they want for them, and I could say either I'll buy them or no, I won't.
Yeah,
I don't want to offer them be like $50 and be like, oh, we're insulted. You only offered $50. It's like, well, that's fine. I don't want to spend more than that. I'm not really that into comic books. I find them interesting, which is why I take it off your hands.
Yeah. So it is like, it is about to head out bowling. It'll be a good day. Cool, man. Cool. Yeah, it is interesting. But see, like, so going back to the links, that's like when I saw like the initial Evercade, I was like, hey, it's pretty cool for like under $100, and even now $100, you could get that handheld console, and then you could get 2 carts, and you could relive that nostalgia of being able to pop in the carts, and that's and that's a pretty good deal. But now that those are discontinued, some people are like, well, hey, I could just buy like a Mayu Mini or something else. It's not the same form factor, so you're not going to get that same experience. But for some people,
the thing is like.
That might be good enough, though.
You just want to play the games, because if you just want to play the games, you don't want the original. You don't really want the original hardware. You're fine playing it emulated, or do you want the original hardware because of nostalgia, or just because it's like a historical thing, and you're like, oh, well, this is what it was like to really play these games back then,
Yeah. But yeah, you do risk as time goes on. Yeah, things age, and then you also risk the market, like. That it's kind of a funny thing. I'm hoping that like at some point, like 15 years from now or 10 years, like then that'll like the prices will go back down to 2000 prices. I'm like, oh my god, I can actually buy like Chrono Trigger for $10.
Do you want to see something we have that is worth quite a bit of money still? Like, and keeping in mind, I had like a complete box copy of like Mighty Final Fight at one point that I bought for $5. I had a copy of Earthbound complete in box, and I've sold all that, but this stuff is something I don't sell because
it's the Crow Show, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, no, I'm curious. We're way past the hour mark, so we can do this.
I actually need to put this in some kind of better protector box just because of the value of this thing. Seen this one?
Which why can't I read that?
Let's see if the chat knows. Like, here, I don't know if I can like zoom in on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's because of the font. Like yeah.
Let's see if we can.
Something ground.
Let's see. I can. Let's see if we can.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. That's why it's not focusing. There we go.
Haunting ground. Oh.
It's steel. It's never been open.
Oh, dude. What's that worth?
Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Just look it up.
Don't take my word for it. Right, we go to price charting.
Yeah, go to price charting. Look it up. Keeping in mind that if I went and had it sent to be graded, it'd be worth a lot more.
I'm getting there. Just wanted to get more price cheating. Haunted Ground, yeah. I've heard that name come up before.
And it's funny, you could tell it was like a late PS2 game because it says it works with the PS3 on it.
Which ooh. Oh my god. Well, let me hold on. Let me. So if we look here, so this is the version that you have. So the complete in price, that's like nearly $400, and the new. So that's the sealed because it's sealed, right? That's the new price.
Yeah, it's sealed. It's new in box.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's what you're saying. If you got it graded, it would be worth like, oh my god, like doubles it.
It seemed like more than doubles it, but presumably, like again, if it's graded, that's on. I guess that depends on what score it gets to then, and that's just all lumped to one category. But
Dude,
I
just
don't-
the loose disc is like $250.
yeah, the loose disc alone. If you look for the manual by itself, $89.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, technically this isn't even my game. Technically, it's not my game. That's my wife's game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's quite the price jump. No, that's amazing. And that dude, was that just one of those games that like your wife had just had like sitting around, has never gotten to play, or like?
I don't know why she never played it. She does that a lot. She's I'm kind of that way now too, where I buy games and I wind up never playing them. But,
that's what I was going to say. Does she have your gaming habits? It's like, I got
yeah. No, actually, the story is she got this at Sam's Club. Back when she was younger, she was at the Sam's Club with her dad. And she's like, oh, that looks cool. And her dad bought it for her. And then she never opened it.
The only time I did that, I remember, God, it was like some shovelware game for the Wii that was like $15 or where it was like one of those like party like shovelware games, and I just never opened it. I think it was one of those things where we'll just buy, and we had a bunch of people over, and then I think it was basically like worth the same thing, or maybe it went up like $5 because it was like that, you know.
You don't remember exactly what it was because usually shovelware games don't sell for a lot.
Rule of Rose, yes, because limited runs, yeah.
Rule of Rose is another one I had already sold. I actually, that was opened, and I actually did wind up getting that somehow.
Aren't the legacy cards funny? Well, mainly like Technos, I've seen that's the one that seems to be, that's
and then I don't understand why that goes, like any Evercade cart like that. I don't understand why, because it's not like that's the only way you can play those games.
Yeah,
in fact, I know. While I'm getting up and showing this stuff.
We'll wait till Crow comes back. Even though I'm sure he can probably still hear me.
Because I'm looking for this stuff in the dark.
I can tell you exactly why those have gone up, and it's dumb.
Look, you've got the Double Dragon and Kunio-kun collection on the Switch, and this is even better than the Technos collection, except for that it doesn't have any of the non-Double Dragon games on there, because it's got every version of these games on it. And you could switch what version of the game you want to play, Japanese or US version. And even the games that were only released in Japan have English translations.
Nice.
For that collection.
No, 100%. There's only one reason. And it's dumb. It's because like it's scalpers and like the secondhand market taking an advantage. And it's like, don't forget, like people like us, we've been there since the beginning. Like we were able to get it $20 when it came out. There's people coming into the ecosystem. Like, imagine if you're coming into the ecosystem now, and let's say you also want to, like, you're a collector like us, and you just want to have every single cart. Like, it doesn't matter if there's superior versions of it on another platform. You need this to complete your Evercade collection. And so there's scalpers out there that are like, oh, well, they're not printing this anymore. Let's take advantage of people who want it just to have it. Like, it could be like Barbie.
I don't know about that because in order to say it was scalpers doing it, they would have had to buy it in advance of the price going up. They would have had to known this in advance. Scalpers to me are the people that buy, like when a new console comes out and they know it's going to sell out, there's a limited supply, and they buy as many of them as they can and then instantly flip them.
I think they do though, because once Blaze announces something goes legacy, that's not everybody, but I imagine some resellers and people, they just look like, okay, let me go ahead and see if I can buy as many copies of this as I can and hang on to it.
I guess they would do that.
Yeah, I mean, so like if you bought 10 copies of them, like at $20, it's like $200. And then if you sell one or two of them for the scalping price, then it pays for buying all 10 of them. It's like, God. But yeah, to your point, like they're not worth that much. I would imagine you could still buy that physical copy of that physical Switch game for like 50, maybe $60 at most. You know what I mean?
I don't know why. I just remember when the Wii was coming out. I remember deciding at the last minute that, okay, I got nothing better to do. I'm gonna go wait in line in front of some store, waiting for them to open so I could get my hands on a Nintendo Wii. And my original plan was to go to Best Buy, but because it was at midnight and I drove by and there was only a couple people in line at Best Buy. Okay, so I went home And I went to the store, got some drinks, and I got like stuff, like a chair and stuff. And I came back to Best Buy. And the line had, in like that 30, 40 minutes, the line had already gone and started wrapping around the building. So I was, okay, you know what? There's a Target here too. So I was like, where would the line at Target be? Because it's kind of a weird double-story Target that's as part of a mall. And I went upstairs, and sure enough, there was a line waiting there too, except I would have been like the 7th person in the line. So I decided to wait there. Now, the whole point I was getting at is that while I was waiting in line, I remember this Jeep showing up, like just driving by me, like, we got Wii's early. Who wants to buy one? like, it's like, who wants to buy a Wii? Like, yeah, they're selling them at a markup. So those are scalpers.
Yeah. No, and that's no. Like I know, like Anna was joking, but like, or Annie, sorry, I keep calling you Anna. But yeah, but that's the thing, and it's because for that reason, it's like, hey, I want this. Like part of the getting into the Evercade ecosystem is the fact of getting these games cheap, and it's like I want to play them on it, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know, but I'm hoping like at some point that like those carts are going to sit there and they'll go back down. Like even the Namcos. You know, sometimes they haven't got, but at first, I think Technos too. The other thing I was going for is the nostalgia of Double Dragon. So I don't know, but it's just, it's crazy. It's totally.
Yeah, but what is on the Technos collection as well? I mean, it does have River City Ransom. It's got a bunch of good games.
Yeah.
But for the price they're asking, even if I was brand new to Evercade, I don't know. I mean, okay, so there's River City Ransom, Super Double Dragon, Renegade, Double Dragon 2, Super Spike V-Ball, Super Dodgeball, and Crash in the Boys Street Challenge. So,
I mean, we bought it. Like, yeah. But it's all, it is what it is. Eventually that stuff will drop. Like, so like I could see like, listen, like, it's kind of like something like, let's say, like the Duke Nukem collection, like something like that. That's the Duke Nukem, like let's say VS. That would make more sense for someone to hang on to and sell them like after the fact, because that's like at least a limited edition collection, right? So I could kind of understand that more than something that like wasn't meant to be a limited edition card, I guess. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, think of it. Everything is limited in one way or another. It's but if. In some respects, something that's announced to be limited is going to be less valuable than something that actually is limited but never was announced that it was. Like when limited run games first started, people weren't like all over that all at once. Like I had like the very first game they were selling, like that's worth a ton of money. Like a ton of money. And then look at like the releases they released in the first year. Still worth quite a bit of money if you wanted to buy them now. But as time went on and people and they changed the way they were selling things, where they'll like everybody who wanted one, they'd put in their order and then they'd produce it instead of just producing a limited run at first. Those later, if you wanted to buy them, you're not going to be able to flip them. If you're a scalper, you're not going to be able to flip limited run games so easily as you could in the past.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah,
and I found this out accidentally because it takes so long to get limited run games that sometimes I'll get the game and I'm like, I don't want this anymore, and I go to sell it, and you can't get much more than you paid for it originally. If anything, sometimes you're just going to take a loss on it if you want to resell it right away.
Yeah, I wonder, like, let's say like, if somebody really wanted the Technos collection badly, I guess they could kind of make like that same cartridge reader, like that you had. So it's like you buy that once and then go out and just buy find the cheapest Evercade cart you can for $20. Use that, carefully peel off the label, make your own label, so you could you know what I mean? You could make it cheaper.
You'd just be making a cartridge with the wrong label pre-printed on it already. You'd have to cover that up somehow, and you wouldn't be able to provide a case or a manual.
You could print all that stuff out.
You could, but then you're getting into reproduction territory.
Exactly.
And
you could make your own. No, I know those labels will come off easily just because the renovation cart.
No, not the labels. Look on the other side; it's printed on the outside.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's like, well, yeah, that's true. So you wouldn't have that, but yeah. That kind of sucks then. But I mean, but if you still wanted like the feel of a cart, I mean, yeah, I guess you would have to. You'd almost would have to like 3D print like the other half of it or something. Yeah.
Well, even if you 3D printed it, it's obviously not going to be injected molded. It's not going to look the same.
True. Yeah. So I guess even if technically you did the same thing, let's say like in an EverDrive ST, then you're having to mess with using an unofficial firmware, and then it's still going to say EverDrive. Yeah. So like, I guess all that kind of blows.
It's going to be very obvious that it's not the original.
Yeah.
And like, think about it. You got professional bootleggers over in China, and they still can't get things to be perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about like somebody would do that to resell it. I'm just saying like if you wanted to create your own cart just to have the feel of putting it into the Evercade, have the physical media, just to kind of have like that printed box to kind of complete your collection, even though it would be like a repro. Yeah.
No, yeah, the best you could do really is, even if you did that, you took the copy of it from an original cart and copied it onto a donor cart, let's say.
Yeah.
The best you could do, all you really need to do if you wanted to pretend like you had the original, is you just need to print the cover of the insert for the box. You just print one of those, swap it out, put it on a shelf, and bam, it would just kind of look like the rest of them.
True. Yeah, then at least you have it there.
You're not even gonna need the manual unless you want to show people.
No, that's true. You just need the box and then have the donor cart. But then every time you pull that donor cart, is it gonna feel bad knowing that it's not the real? I don't know. Yeah, so it's kind of
that far. I don't think you're gonna care that much.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you wanted to play those games that badly, you wouldn't even bother to go through all that trouble. I think you'd be doing it just to put it on your shelf and pretend like you had it. You'd never even. You could just do that. You don't even have to make a cart. Just leave it empty, because you're not gonna pull it out to play it. You're just gonna be like, look, I have it on my shelf.
So you know what's funny about this, right? That he said like the next gig cart Leisure Suit Larry. So let's say that was like September, and let's say we get like a special like keyboard and mouse accessory to go with it.
Let me tell you something. Leisure Suit Larry is not gonna need a Giga cart. Even if we're talking about the first 6 PC games, you're not going to need. They all came on floppy disks. It wasn't until like Leisure Suit Larry 6 that came on a CD-ROM, and one CD-ROM is not going to require a Giga cart.
Yeah. Okay. So that we can still get that. Yeah. No, I was just going to point out like what Annie was saying. No, but I think like a lot of us unfortunately traded or sold our early retro stuff, and so we're trying to get it back. And yeah, no, you can get no, that's cool. You can get repo carts. Actually, and Mad Little Pixel did a video like he bought he bought Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance game, like Super Nintendo games for $10. And I think that was like in a box, and Game Boy Advance games for $5 as a repo, and they work. So yeah, no, and I have no problem with that. It's like as long as somebody is either advertising that they're repro or it's obvious, and you're paying repro prices, I'm totally fine with that. You know,
it's something that Limited Run does. They sell reproduction, and it's usually very clear because usually they put it in a different color cartridge or whatever. But Piko does that as well. That's what they did with the Nintendo 64 version of 40 Winks. They sold it as repro carts they kind of released this game that was never released originally.
Yeah, like the Toplin collection, there's there's unofficial, and I think that's great because it gives people exactly like the thing of the physical media.
Well, that I don't know about just because of the prices they were selling them for.
Yeah, true.
And you know who's doing this as well? Atari. They're reselling. I pre-ordered some of these, but Atari 7800 cartridges for Food Fight and a couple other ones I can't remember. But then but then they did it again before, but they sold them at like $100 when they first were in at the Atari 50 stuff. They were selling games like Warlords for like $100. And people were buying them. Not me though. I'm not paying $100 for an Atari 2600 game.
Oh hell no. So here's Jinjoke asked a great question, and I love the comments in the chat. Like, what else is going to top Terminator for brand recognition? No, and I agree. Like with Annie, with like GTA or with Sucker MC, like Doom, dude, that totally.
Well, yeah, I mean, even something that's actually doable, like Castlevania, if they get Konami on board, would be way better than Tomb Raider.
Like Ballistic Coffee, but yeah, he's like he ordered those two. Yeah, the Atari XP carts. Yeah, still waiting on 7 months for those. Dang. Yeah, Doom. I would so welcome, especially like playing like Duke Advanced because of I don't know, because of like the way that the pixel art is or pixelation is. It really reminded me of like playing Doom. Like I think maybe I've been off the same engine, so I would totally welcome that.
Now, what version of Doom are we talking about? Like the PlayStation version?
No. I want them to do like a remaster, like take the OG like Doom, like the DOS, and like port that, or just make that, or use like a DOS simulator, DOS box or something.
See, I can't see playing that without a mouse and
And
keyboard.
make it native. Make it native.
That's what I was. Yeah. So, yeah,
Or
there was actually.
I had like Doom 64 plays very well on my PS4, the controller, and it's an updated version where like you can automatically save your game, like that enhancements, like something like that would be.
Yeah, we don't have Nintendo 64. Well, I guess we do with Glover, but I guess that's something they'd have to.
Those are words. I don't know. I think Castlevania would. I think Castlevania would take recognition, but
no, I
Castlevania. So.
I guess it depends on if you don't like Castlevania, or you like Tomb Raider better than Castlevania.
Yeah. I mean, they're both great.
I'm not a big Tomb Raider fan. I just don't see being as big as Castlevania.
I'm stoked for Tomb Raider, not even close. Yeah, listen. I think here's the reason why I think like someone like myself is more nostalgia for Castlevania. It's just because like that came out much, like the NES came out much sooner than the PS1, so I played that much sooner.
Well, here's the funny thing. Okay, I don't know if I told you about my story with Tomb Raider, but I had a PS1. I remember going to Toys R Us, trying to like looking at games. I want to buy a game. I don't know what game to buy, and I actually did buy Tomb Raider. I saw it on the shelf and I bought it. So I did have Tomb Raider 1 when that was the only Tomb Raider, and I remember playing it for a while, a few weeks or so, and not really being that into it.
No. I know. No. I know what you mean, Jen. Joke the recognition, but like I know Tomb Raider. There's movies, but Castlevania, there's the show. But here's the thing. No. And the reason why I say that recognition because like it could just be me, but like the whole like vampires are awesome, right? Like the whole anything involving like vampires and undead and all. Like I think like people around our age are kind of like into Dungeons and Dragons, RP, like it has all those elements. But I mean, but then again, I see what you're saying. Your side, like the Tomb Raider, like Lara Croft is iconic, the movies and all that, and she has big boobs, so I get it.
But we do have Castlevania on Netflix and stuff. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I prefer Castlevania, never a big Tomb Raider fan. Exactly. No, but again, like the Tomb Raider has that nostalgia for me too. Just a little bit like later, like on the demo disc, it was amazing.
I personally, I feel like more people know Castlevania than Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Just because it's a franchise that's been around longer.
It's been around longer. There's been more games, a lot more games.
Yeah. But yeah, now I'm like curious. I wonder though with the younger crowd, maybe. Well, but there's the cast. So okay. So here's something interesting with that. That why I say that like also Castlevania might because like a couple years back, I went to visit my wife's family in Kansas City. I was wearing a Castlevania shirt, not the one with the carp, but like actually the one you'll see in my members only video. And at the time, like younger cousins, and she was like in like her early 20s. Her and her boyfriend, they're like, "Oh, cool, Castlevania!" Like they recognized that from the show. Like they like the shirt. Like they weren't as familiar with the games, but they identified that. So yeah. I think, yeah. What? He's just a Castlevania hater. I disagree. I don't know.
Castlevania were never huge. Maybe where you are, but
no, I disagree. Yeah, and then grew up with. So the RMGB eventually Tomb Raider eventually got good when they copied Uncharted.
That's the thing is like that's the more recent Tomb Raider games. That's like we're not talking about Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 here. We're talking about like games that can't possibly be played on the Evercade.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's but I get what he is saying though. It's like the recognition, but but then again though, like the Evercade is the perfect place because if you want to play the modern ones, play them on a modern console or PC. If you want like the OG Tomb Raiders and the way that they're meant to be played with the controls and everything, then I think somebody was saying like, I guess maybe there was like some like spicy posters or something. And somebody said that was censored, and I don't think it is because they're Peggy 16, but I could be wrong.
Hey, if they didn't censor the stuff in the Duke Nukem collections, they're not going to censor Tomb Raider.
Castlevania 2 is definitely different.
See, yeah, it is different. But when they were talking about Castlevania, I'm thinking like it's got one of the biggest Castlevania games is Symphony of the Night. That to me is the pinnacle of Castlevania. That was a good one. But then we also have the rare games that everybody wants, and that's like Rondo of Blood, where it's like okay, if you want to play that on original hardware, that's going to cost you you need a TurboGrafx and a TurboGrafx CD, and you're going to need a copy of the game. You're looking at like hundreds of dollars to play it on original hardware. There are, or you could get like the TurboGrafx 16 Mini that has it on there. But there are other ways to play that as well, including emulation, of course. It's on the PSP as well. But still, it'd be nice to have that on an Evercade.
Heck yeah. Rondo of Blood is good because I'm glad that I went back and I replayed that before Symphony of the Night because it fills in like a lot of the story. And you realize with Rondo of Blood, basically, all other like Castlevanias after that, they took assets from that game, which is awesome. Like that game built like...
Yeah, well, it's funny because I bought Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Like it was one of those games, just like Tomb Raider, where I saw it and I bought it, and I played a lot, and I never understood the reason why the game became the way it did. It was like a long time before I realized, like, oh, that's how the previous game ended, Rondo of Blood. So okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. No, like Castlevania 1 was a little bit weird on the Game Boy because like you shot balls and the controls weren't, but like 2 they fixed that. Oh, Metal Gear. Yeah, I think that the limit. So here's the thing, right? Technically, there is no limit, and I'll tell you. And if you're speaking emulation, yes, but don't forget you can take any game and you can make it an original source port, and you can backport it. You can take a lot, like they do that a lot, like on the Switch, like The Witcher, like a lot, like there's like some other games that have no business to ever run on the Nintendo Switch, but they get downported.
Well, okay, there are limits. You're not going to be playing something like Tekken 8 on the Evercade, even if you try to port it natively.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that would be a hell of a work. Yeah. That would.
But here's the thing. And there's games that can run on the Evercade, but just because it can run, should it? I don't think 40 Winks, games like 40 Winks should have been on the Evercade because that's something that obviously I think needs an analog stick. And even if they do come out with, say, support analog sticks in the VS, on the handheld, you still don't have analog sticks unless they come out with another model of the Evercade that does. So, I don't know. It's like, not only do you have to have, not only does the game have to run very well on the Evercade, but you have to keep taking into consideration the controls that are available as well. Like, even on like Atari Arcade 1, a lot of those games, yeah, they can run on the Evercade, but a lot of those paddle games don't. I mean, yeah, you can play them, but you can't play them very well, like, because you don't have the controls that are actually intended for those games originally.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why I always say controls are king, and that's why I always that's the one thing I am on a blaze about, that like if controls don't translate well to the Evercade for a game, I don't care how easy it is to get the license. They just shouldn't put it on there. They should do something else. That's just me though, because
okay, this is a little spoiler for my video coming out tomorrow, like Duke Nukem 3D Total Meltdown. I was thinking like, okay, that's like Duke 3D, and you're playing it on a console that doesn't have analog controls, and you're only stuck with the D-pad and stuff. And I'm thinking, it's like, well, is it worth playing? It's like, well, if you want to play it on a handheld, okay, yeah, and that's what you have, the Evercade. You can do it. It's gonna be tough. it's it's not ideal, especially since the original game you could play with a mouse and keyboard, and it's like a lot better to play. But would I ever play this on the Evercade VS again with this controller? I'm like, no, absolutely not. I could go on Steam and buy Duke Nukem 3D. Was a 20th anniversary,
Yes,
and it's way better, and like way better than the PS1 version of Duke Total Meltdown. And so why would I play that when I could just play that on the Steam? Like
that's what I was going to say. It runs great on the Steam Deck, and you have like all the analog controls and everything. I think I just had to like just do some minor.
Well, see, even if you do have analog controls, I still have a problem with that because I always played those games with mouse and keyboard. I can't play first-person shooter without a mouse and keyboard. I guess I can without, but it's just so much more natural for me to play with a mouse and keyboard. So why would I force myself to play it with a controller when I don't have to?
No, I hear you. Like years ago when I had my PS4 and it came bundled with like Call of Duty, it took me a while to like even adapt to play like a FPS like that with a controller. It does take, I think once you adapt.
No, I like you can adapt, but I don't feel like you're ever gonna be as good as you would be with a mouse and keyboard.
100%, and that's why they segment the console players from the PC players. So not only the PC players can have any mouse, any keyboard, they can have 120 plus rate megahertz refresh monitor. You know what I mean? Like there's a big advantage playing. So that see, I wonder that too when I said when analog support comes out. Yeah, because we know they've got to, right? Do you think they will go back and patch? I hope the answer is yes to that. I hope they go back and patch.
I think the original game on the PlayStation 1 did support analog from what I read. But it's still, even if you have total mastery of the controls, it's still not the best version of Duke to play. Because there are problems with the PS1 version that I think maybe with the Evercade, I heard with emulation, some of those issues are improved somewhat, but there's still like an issue with like frame rate, for example, like just the frame rate being all over the place, like which makes it a little bit harder to play in some cases.
Did I miss that, Gene Joke? Did they confirm that on Discord? They're going to have analog support? Okay, then we know what the new hardware is then. They're going to have an analog controller, I think.
Well, okay, that doesn't make sense though. Why would they announce new hardware now that is a reduced version, and then like a couple months later say, okay, here's more new hardware that has analog support?
They did? Because we went through that FAQ and I didn't know.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is another fax that we didn't see.
Was it a different one, or was it in that was it in the EXP, the XPR and VSR? Was it in? Let me see. Was it in FAQ? Okay, yeah. Okay, let's bring. Right near the bottom, the same one.
You just reminded me of something I should have tested out that I didn't. But somebody from Blaze wanted me to try out like one paddle games on the Atari collection with the classic controller. But I never did, and I'm not going to do it now. I'm thinking about it, but there's too much stuff I need to find.
Oh, okay, that's right. We did. Okay, okay. Thank you for reminding me. That's right. I forgot about that. We did go over that. That's right. Yes. Okay. So they do plan on adding some support to party control in future.
But they don't say when. But they don't say when.
That's what it is. Okay. You know what? Okay. That's why I think I dismissed that because they didn't say when, and technically they could say that about anything. Cool. Thank you for my.
Also, it doesn't help those that are playing with the handheld. And I don't know why, but it feels to me like most people are just playing it the handheld version. They're not playing the VS version. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me, my perception, even though I play on the VS primarily. But it just seems like everybody else seems to prefer playing on the EXP or some handheld variant.
I wonder though. Do you think maybe one of the accessories? What if that was like an EXP and an EXPR dock? Like, does it have the same capabilities in your phone as a USB-C port, where then that could, output to video and you can hook in controllers?
But then again, you're just kind of blowing past the whole purpose of the EXP being a handheld to begin with.
Yeah. Took them 4 years to mention it. Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, no. But I like your initial initial question that so I would think that if they do add analog support, that either it needs to be a universal thing, or like if like the Duke games, like if there was a PS1 version where it had like extra options. I think they need to go back and existing games that can take further advantage of analog. They need to add that. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Well, if it's like a PlayStation 1 game, the game itself would pretty much automatically detect whether or not you had an analog stick in there or not, and it would adjust accordingly. So I don't think they would need to do anything for like PlayStation 1 games, but things like if they plan on like games that use the spinner, like for example, like Breakout or something, that may need some recoding even to use analog. Even then, I don't think it would be that great. It'd be better, but I still don't think it would be great.
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder that, and maybe that's why they haven't done that yet, or maybe they're not going to.
But things like 40 Winks, Duke Nukem, Total Meltdown, those things, once they have analog support, they don't really need to do anything with those games. They should know that you're using an analog controller and just work.
True. That's right, because it's not like they just took away analog. It's not like they took that away. Yeah, you're right.
No, it's probably in the code still, but since they probably have a program that this is only a controller without an analog stick. That's what the game is reading, and it's adjusting itself. So I don't know if you looked in like the options menu for like Duke Nukem 3D, but if you go to controls, it literally shows the old school PlayStation 1 controller without the analog sticks.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But I know the game supports it, so I wonder if that image
would
change.
That's true. Yeah, it is there. I didn't think much of it. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but they don't give a date, so we'll see. But yeah, it took them 4 years. But yeah, I hope that'll be done soon. That would be nice. But
yeah, it'd be interesting, and then you'd have to go back and rescore all those games.
and then at least going forward. So yeah, it's exciting to see. There'll be some gaps now between them, but at least like I know Tomb Raider. I would like to think that the full 3 Tomb Raider games would take me a while to complete. So there's that. Just hopefully we'll get some other.
I don't know about 2 and 3, but I know the first one did not support analog controls at all because that game came out before the DualShock controller ever was released.
Yeah, I think it's just more of the emulator that they're using added support for that, and maybe they could integrate it. Who knows?
Well, even if they did that with the emulator, you'd still be using the analog sticks, but the game itself would still just recognize just simple D-pad. Like you wouldn't have that control you'd do with the analog. It wouldn't be adjustable. It'd just be on or off. True.
Yeah, no, we'll just have to see. Be curious. A part of me does hope we get something like the Shovel Knight, some other like really cool like indie like collection to take advantage, or maybe some other CD collection. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, Shovel Knight would be, I think, perfect for the Evercade. A lot of other games like that would be as well. So that's actually what I would be looking forward to, I think, more so than anything else. More native games like Cathedral and Full Void. You know, games that are new. They're actual retro games.
Yeah. Because they said that, they said that in the blog, so I'm thinking we've already seen the CD collection, now they're going to do that. I'm thinking that's why. But yeah, I think we can kind of wind things. No, this has been an awesome show, many fun things. I think we can wind things down. And all that. I'm also getting hungry. So what do you got going on in your channel, Crow, next week?
Well, I literally just did finish making my video for Duke Nukem Collection 1. So I did post. I uploaded it last night. I watched it this morning to make sure it looked fine because I hadn't had a chance to watch it. Actually, I uploaded it before I watched it, and then I saw it was fine. So I just made it go live for members, and it's going to go live for everybody else tomorrow. So that's what's going on,
Sweet.
And I can start. We're looking at Duke Nukem Collection 2.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, I'll probably go streaming later today, maybe tonight. I know my kiddo's been really wanting for me to stream like Stardew Valley, so we'll see. I might, that may be later today. If not, it'll be, and of course, Monday is the big birthday show at 8 p.m. Central. I'll be drinking that IPA beer. All types of fun stuff will happen, playing all kinds of like Evercade adjacent games. If I do happen to get, Piko 4 and Sunsoft 2, I'll be doing that. But next week, that'll be my next week's video, whenever those. Awesome, good to know. Great shit despite no bacon or anything. Look, you had, no bacon or ice cream. That's hilarious.
No, we've got liquid death instead.
Liquid death. Well, the other thing I'll say is the usual YouTube plugs. If you're not subscribed to my channel or any of our channels, you're definitely going to want to do so to be updated for all cool things, Evercade related or not. Not going to want to miss the birthday show and those cool things. All our channels have memberships. I have a PO box. What else? Cool. Thank you, Annie. I'm looking forward to it as well. We'll do all the typical YouTube things and all that. And I'm going to thank my channel members and Sucker MC. I'm going to add you to the directors thing. I promise soon. I'll have to do that. Any final words, Crow, before you do
Party on, dudes!
that? Indeed.
There you go.
Thank you, Crashline, Mr. Shua, and the Immortal Sojourn!